The banana song from Donkey Kong 64. Listen, I'm not mentally stunted. I don't know what you're referencing, stupid. No one understands your memes because they're dumb. They're for dumb children, mouth droolers, you fucking morons.
You're a kid law. Stole that shit.
I want banana, tasty banana. Put it in your mouth and squeeze. Put it in your mouth and squeeze. I want banana, tasty banana. Put it in your mouth and squeeze. Put it in your mouth and squeeze. It comes in Dano. Listen, I'm mentally stunted. It comes in Dano.
Hyperfixated, autistic.
It comes in Dano. I don't know what you're referencing, stupid. It comes in Dano. Dano, what do bananas have to do with Dano? I'm up here.
You're down here. I can't hear you.
You're below me. Cause I'm not on your level. It comes in Dano. 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 Listen, I'm mentally stunted. It comes in Dano.
Hyperfixated, autistic.
It comes in Dano. I don't know what you're referencing, stupid. It comes in Dano. Dano, what do bananas have to do with Dano? I want banana, tasty banana. Put it in your mouth and squeeze. Put it in your mouth and squeeze. I want banana, tasty banana. Put it in your mouth and squeeze. Put it in your mouth and squeeze. It comes in Dano. Listen, I'm mentally stunted. It comes in Dano.
Hyperfixated, autistic.
It comes in Dano. I don't know what you're referencing, stupid. It comes in Dano. Dano, what do bananas have to do with Dano? It comes in Dano. Listen, I'm mentally stunted. It comes in Dano.
Hyperfixated, autistic.
It comes in Dano. I don't know what you're referencing, stupid. It comes in Dano. Dano, what do bananas have to do with Dano? It comes in Dano. It comes in Dano. It comes in Dano. It comes in Dano.
If these entities were trying so hard to contact us, why would they be so cryptic? Why would they be always hiding? It doesn't make any sense. There's got to be an explanation. Nights slow, shoulders slow, my eyes twitch, my ears itch, nose tips. I am licking my lips. I hear it inside. I open my eyes. I know I can hide. Something is moving. I swear it's not me. I'm open block is still penetrating. Roll back and sway. Deep in away. I'm losing my life. My son and my wife. I'm begging you, please. You got what I need. Oh God, you hear it again?
Oh shit, he's waking up!
Corner demons coming alive. Crawling up the walls, better open your eyes. Empty your wallet, open your ears. I got 2 big bills and a bucket of tears.
I have a successful business. I'm happy doing what I do. Next month when I get paid, it's gonna be like way low compared to what I get paid from YouTube. I am nervous. I'm too stressed out. I'm already at my wit's end. I got a million things I'm juggling to try to make happen. There's just too much going on right now in my life.
It's not my fault. I did nothing wrong. Watch me explode. Like a big pepper bomb. Try to ruin my business, but I am a success. I got a finance degree and a pile of vests. Did you see that thing that was up in the corner here?
Oh shit, he's waking up!
Corner demons coming alive. Satan Burnell. I'm changing my name to Lucifer Satan Burnell from now on.
Is it the end of days? Is it the end of the world? Is it the second coming of the son of Satan?
Satan has come for me!
Summon demons.
Satan. Hail Satan. Coming for you, Sister Catherine.
Heal thyself, heal Satan. Loving tonight.
Satan is evil.
Satan worship. One side worship for God, one side worship for Satan. Flashing.
Yes!
Your dad is Satan.
Satan. Kill him! Kill the demon! Rip its head off! Shove it up its ass! In the corner.
Satan lives in her pussy.
Here it is, demon child, on the floor. Burn in hell, Burnell. Now I'm gonna burn in hell for the rest of eternity.
Do a begathon where tip me and do this and do that. We're not doing that. It's business as usual here on DSP Gaming. We play games, we have fun. If you guys like it, you support it.
Meerkat Mall.
The week is going slow. Tough through it. So how are you doing? This is how I'm doing. Tips very low now. But I've noticed tips very low right now. The week is going slow. It gets to me. My life is ruined. This is how I'm doing. The losers out there who thinks that they know shit, kiss my fucking ass and eat my right now. A full podcast booked, full gameplay streams booked. Everything's booked. Everything's booked. Can't do anything crazy. And I don't even have enough to buy groceries. It sucks. The week is going slow. Tough through it. So how are you doing? This is how I'm doing. Tips very low now. But I've noticed tips very low right now. The week is going slow. It gets to me. My life is ruined. This is how I'm doing. The losers out there who thinks that they know shit, kiss my fucking ass and eat my right now. So how are you doing? This is how I'm doing. So how are you doing? This is how I'm doing. So how are you doing? This is how I'm doing. So how are you doing? This is how I'm doing.
Shadow Wizard Money Gang. We love casting spells.
Hello everybody, and how are you doing? We heard how DSP is, but how are you doing? It's been 1 week, and we're back here to talk about the guy, because that's what I do on a Saturday morning. I try and shorten up the guy's very extended style weeks, okay? Not that he did any more streaming, per se. He actually did less, but it always feels like it takes a very long time. So we're going to be talking about his low views, and we're going to be double, quadruple, sextupling down on streaming for the year, because he said we're doubling down, but I swear we've already done that. And then we're also going to be talking about how meaningful the content is, because DSP would never make Slop. He's never made Slop. He's basically the king of content. But before we do any of that, we have to talk about what Atlas did for some reason. Some of you care, and I'm glad to inform you. I played a lot of RimWorld, is what Atlas did all week. I started a solo colony. Goodbye to the past colony. It was going just fine, but I wanted a new start. There was too many mistakes, guys. I was never coming back from that. I was never going to financially recover. So I started a solo colony. I've never done that before. I'm engaging in the mechanoid mechanics that I've never used before, because I've just never had a colony that had one. It's pretty cool, actually, and I get to micro one colonist all fucking day, so I get to tell him every single second of every single day what to do. It's a different way to play. It's kind of fun, actually. And there was colonists that were shifted onto me by the game through events. And despite being a solo colony, I think I'm going to keep them around for a little bit. But the one got into a relationship with my solo colonist and then decided to just go hostile. And then when I gunned her down, she didn't even give me the courtesy to die. So then I captured her and we recruited her, and we've got a whole organ harvesting gig going on. It's wild. It's actually really crazy. Solo colony, way more investment, if you ask me. But anyway, DSP. Sorry for the RimWorld tangent. We're also going to talk about what I thought was his first interesting thing he said all week, and it happened to come. Who handheld me? Like 5 years of fucking gameplay is what handheld me. The fact that there's still mechanics in the game that I've never used in my life and never engaged with, but had many successful colonies, I think that says something. But anyway, DSP decided on Wednesday that he wanted to try a new pitch. And by new pitch, I mean an old pitch that we've already heard a million times before, in that we need to buy more shit. But of course, because it's DSP, we can't just buy the shit we need for the stream. We can't just do whatever needs to be done and not make a big ordeal out of it. No, buying shit is content. So we spent, I would argue, 45 minutes altogether. This is a shortened version, of course. 45 minutes, I think, talking about how we need to buy a new stick, you guys. And by new stick, I mean joystick, but it's actually a leverless. It's do they call those hitboxes in the gaming style community? I think some of them do. Some of them are hitboxes. Is there a difference? Who knows? You do. But of course we pitched this to the audience, and we need their buy-in, because not only do we have to purchase the item and make that investment, but we also have to relearn the entire game for some reason.
$1 tip. Your Honda gameplay is impressive. Seeing you go on your best Honda streak is inspiring.
Yeah, it's stickless.
Get the leverless and use it to reach Grand Master. You're among the best Honda players I've ever seen. This guy is so full of crap. So last night, I played Street Fighter 6. And admittedly, when we started, it was very rough. And what I mean by that is, E-Honda is just not a good character in Street Fighter 6. It's sad. I wish he was, but he has so many detriments. What I mean by that is, unlike other characters, he doesn't have a true reversal, okay? What the game expects you to do to get out of pressure is the meter-burned version of his headbutt. The problem is, you could throw it.
You guys are telling me that the hitbox is a brand of leverless. Gotcha. Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's his reversal. So because of that, anyone
I hope
who's
you guys
like
are
a
enjoying the
rushdown or
Street
pressure
Fighter
character,
talk. I know some of you were saying that the Salt last night was good, so this might mean something to you or mean nothing whatsoever.
can literally stay in his face, every once in a while throw, and stuff his attempts to get out of anything. So he's pretty darned weak in my
Can't bring
opinion.
back Ask the King, brother. That's ALT's gig.
After about an hour of getting spanked, all right, I turned it around. I ended up going on a pretty good streak, and I ended up at the end of the night, I think I was around 1,550 points, so I gained around 50 points net by the end of the night.
Awesome, dude. 1,500 points. Hell
I definitely
yeah.
won more than I
Anyway.
lost. And I'll be honest, I don't know why, but I think Honda is the character I do best with online currently. All right, I do know why. Here's why. Because Honda sucks.
We just lied. He's talking so much drivel, he's pretending to not know things. Like, actually, you know what, guys? I lied. I'm going to toot my own horn here.
And because Honda sucks, when I play with him, a lot of people have no concept of how to beat him because no one online plays Honda competently. That means that basically anyone who plays Honda is a scrub.
Yep, DSP is
and
the
they just
best
play
Honda
crappy
player.
patterns, and people memorize those patterns and know how to beat it, but I don't use those patterns. I play him competently. I play him intelligently, as if it's a fighting game rather than a pattern recognition game.
So then why wouldn't this be true for every other character that he uses, would then be my question. As somebody that doesn't watch his fucking gameplay and can only go based off of how he's talking about it and the way that he's mentioning it, Jesus. Why doesn't every character work out like this for him then? Because apparently he never plays the pattern. He's not one of those scrubs. So shouldn't this remain true all the way through his gameplay?
So because of that, half the people I play have no clue what's going on. I was playing people that were like over 1,500, almost 1,600 points, and I was beating them 2-0. Meanwhile, I'd play against the pattern play Cammies, and they beat me easily, even the low-ranked ones, because Cammy beats Honda clean. Like, all her stuff beats almost everything he has.
Yeah, it's
and he has
literally
no way to really
impossible
get
for him
out
to
of her
win, guys.
pattern garbage. So
No way he could do it.
it was actually an interesting stream last night with me actually bouncing back and doing well.
Oh my
We're
God,
gonna
talk
do
about
Friday
the
night
fucking
fights
fighting
again on
stick.
Friday night, and I'm wondering, should I pick Honda again? Should I stick with him and try to climb the ranks? Or do people want variety? Should we do Dalsim? Should we do Blanca? You know, I'm curious. I don't know what to do, but we'll probably talk about that when we get closer to Friday. Maybe we'll do another poll. Now, since we're on the topic.
Okay, finally.
Oh.
2.5 minutes into this $2 tip, $1 tip. I actually forget. It might have been a $1 tip. But 2.5 minutes into this $1 tip, we are talking about an entirely new topic. We are finally branching into something DSP planned on talking about during the show
we
anyway.
might as well just talk about this now and get it out of the way. Because this is one of the topics that I wanted to talk about today. Okay? So, FYI, okay, I
Want to swing.
What was I going to say? Oh, I saw this morning that there is a new joystick, all right, that is being announced this morning, actually, for pre-order. And this joystick...
So he saw this literally this morning, right before getting on the show, because you know he's not up for longer than an hour before he gets here. 1 hour before this stream, he hopped on, I'm gonna guess, Twitter, and saw that there was a new leverless joystick coming out. And his first thought was, I have to pitch this to my audience. I need this. This is gonna be a topic for today. I'm gonna try and sell them on it. It's not even out yet. This is actually for pre-order. And he's instantly decided, guys, I need to start talking about this right now, or they're never gonna get on board.
It's right up my alley, except it's not a joystick. Okay, what do I mean by that? So Victrix, the company who I have their joystick, it's this Rolls Royce of joysticks. They
Rolls
call it, right?
Royce of joysticks.
Has RGBs all over it. Okay,
I don't know if I've said this before, but speaking of Rolls Royce of joysticks, when I worked at a machine shop, we made parts for Rolls Royce. It's actually for their aquatic division, which I didn't know existed at the time. Apparently, Rolls Royce has boats. But anyway, fuck Rolls Royce. They are incredibly picky. And I'm gonna hold that opinion until I die. They've made an enemy. Rolls Royce, I'm coming for you.
It works with both PlayStation as well as PC. I love the joystick, although I'll be honest, the joystick itself, the stick was not that good, and it kind of wore out and broke within about a year. So I replaced the joystick, I replaced the buttons, and now I just love the body of the stick. I think it's really sleek. I love how it feels. You know, I could clean it easily works with PC and PlayStation, you know, swappable, etc. So I really like this joystick.
Everything he just listed is most premium style joysticks, by the way. He's listing them off as like major features and trying to sell you on the joystick that he already has and try and justify it as a reasonable purchase. But most premium joysticks, I believe up to this point, are now very similar.
Joystick, okay?
Yeah, he basically paid for the aluminum case. That's what they specialize in.
Now, people have said, you know, are you ever going to adopt leverless? Because a lot of competitive players have dropped the whole joystick part of their controllers. They now use what they call, I guess one brand is called Hitbox, but it's just all switches.
Oh, hey, yeah, one brand, Hitbox. There we go.
That you use for 4 directions. And then there's all your other buttons, right? So for leverless, it's just something everyone uses now. In particular, if you saw the other day...
Is it a leverless joystick, just a keyboard? Thank you, Renal Ryan, for the 2. That's what you said. Sorry, I would agree, but I know that it's not. Like, the actual switches feel different. Obviously, the button feels different as well. But yeah, kind of. In a more redundant way, I guess.
It's fighting a guile.
Sorry for that awful noise in the microphone.
And that guile threw a sonic boom and then immediately did a flash kick. And you might say, how did that guile throw a sonic boom and then do a flash kick? Well, because when you use certain controllers, it's much easier to retain a charge and do 2 moves back to back like that. And he probably, honestly, was using leverless. I think he probably was, because that's actually kind of a tricky tactic people have been using with charge characters, is when you use leverless, you can retain a charge while doing other moves. So, I've been debating it, you know, for a couple of years. Should I?
We've been debating leverless joysticks for, can you call them leverless joysticks if there's not a joystick? That's a genuine question. We've been debating this for years at this point. Brother, just fucking buy it. This guy will tell you all night and day about how successful he is and how he's his own boss and can do whatever he wants, whenever he wants. But he's been debating buying a gaming peripheral for literal years. for a genre that he's very fond of himself. What are we fucking doing here, man? This is not a segment.
Try leverless. Is there something that I
And
should
it shouldn't
do?
have been
I've been on
several
joystick my
segments
whole
over the
life.
course
I
of
grew up
years.
playing in American arcades where it was American-style joysticks, which, for the record, are very different than the current joysticks everyone uses. The American style were very tall, and the handle wasn't a ball top, but it was this big, like almost like oblong, weird, oval-shaped. And the switches inside were dramatically different from the switches that we also use today. Today, there's like little micro switches. Back then, they were big, chunky ones. The response time wasn't as good. It was very different. Then, at one point, we all realized the Japanese-style sticks are actually superior, and everyone dropped the American style and basically never used them again.
I agree, Wolverine Doll.
But
Phil
with
is the
leverless,
toolbox fallacy.
You can get even quicker responses. Okay? Seriously. You get even quicker responses by just pressing a button down rather than pulling in a direction. It's much easier to hold and then roll your fingers or hold and release than it is to go with a joystick like this. You'll just get a better response.
But I specifically recall quite a few of his dents in his audience when he was talking about buying the Victrix joystick that he has now, because I made a video on it. Several of them told him that he should look into getting a leverless style because you get better response time. It's better on your hand for geezers like him or whatever. Like, they threw a plethora, if you will, of reasons why he should look into getting a leverless instead. But he continued to purchase the $600 fucking stick that he already has. Now we're gonna buy a second stick. It's just gonna be stickless. We just love spending money instead of just listening to the people that actually really watch the content. And he could have sold this originally with Street Fighter 6 in the first place, but he didn't.
I can see, like, I've pictured in my head playing on a leverless, meaning you put your 4 fingers down on 4 buttons and you say, if I'm going to do Shoryuken, you go "Daloop," just like this, "Daloop," and you press a button. "Daloop," that's Shoryuken.
Thank you, Redbird, for the 2. I appreciate it. Saying, it's the Atlas Morning Show. Do you get it? Ack, ack, ack. Big ups. It is the Atlas Morning Show.
It is. If I were to do that, if I were to get a leverless joystick, okay?
Oh, and thank you to Adderall Dependent, who became a member of the 60 Skulls during the music. They were trying to spawn me in early. It does not work that way, but I appreciate the excitement. Thank you so much. I almost forgore.
It would be a big investment. Not only money, because yes, I'd have to buy the joystick, but I hate to say it, it's also going to be time, okay? And the time investment may be the thing that I'm not willing to do and you don't care about, okay? Now
keep in mind, the time investment means playing the game. He might not be willing to put in the time, play the game, enough to get used to a new button layout. That's what he just said.
I buy a leverless joystick, I need to play fighting games. I need to practice fighting games. Like the first session, I can't just go online and play. I'm going to have to go to training mode for like hours and try out special moves and try out certain things. Each character is going to feel so different when I'm actually doing this, okay? To be honest, I think if I adapt...
And once again, just immediately deciding to do it in the least interesting way possible for his audience. And instead of just going online, playing fucking casuals or whatever, getting his ass beat all day long, getting angry, trying to learn live, he wants to go into the practice room. Now, there's nothing wrong with practicing. If you want to be good, you do have to practice. I understand that. But DSP is not going to play competitively, not really. He's not going to go to any tournaments. He's never going to be good. So why don't we just try and make it as entertaining as possible? Of course not. We need to spend hours doing basically nothing but talking through the tutorials and commentating on a lot of jargon about fighting games that most people probably don't even understand. Let's be honest, especially his audience. Like, who's gonna know what he's talking about? Jack Raxer? That's it? Thank you, Mika, for the 5. Saying, as someone who adopted the leverless style, he's gonna hate it. It's not as easy as he thinks it is. Okay, I'm gonna have to take your word for it. I don't know. But as somebody who's only used D-pad for fighting games my whole life, I feel like if you put a leverless in front of me, I could get it pretty good. And then you Flag Chan for the 10, saying, as someone who uses leverless on the regular, it took me about a week to switch from stick. He's just lazy and wants to find any excuse to not do it. Well, and if it does actually take a week, if he does genuinely like have to switch over and he's going to be actually terrible, then he should be doing it offline. This should not be a spectator sport. He doesn't need to waste a bunch of people's time and have the inevitable fall off in low support.
And I convert.
It seems
to
like a bad
leverless,
idea.
I might actually play better. Reason being, if you haven't noticed, I've said this a few nights now.
And ultimately, like just in the forefront, this is not going to make him any better. Even if he does switch over to leverless and he gets away from joystick and it is a better peripheral in the same way that a mouse is better than a joystick for FPSs, it's not going to make him better. Buying all of that shit for Call of Duty, the fucking wrist rests and new mice and keyboard and even having surround sound headphones or whatever never made him any better. He played the exact same.
I just seem to have problems pulling off certain things for some reason. Like I'm in the middle of a combo with Honda, and I hit with the chop, I drive rush, and I go chop push because you got to do the push to do the combo. Push won't come out. What happened? And it always seems to be facing right. I can't get the push to come out facing right. I have to like force it hard with the joystick, then it'll come out. I don't know if it's my hands. It could be. It could be I'm getting old. And my
Yeah, buddy,
execution
you're
is just
dog
bad
shit at the
in
game.
that direction. You know, when I do it left, it seems to come out every time. When I do it right, it drops half the time. Could be me getting old, you know?
It could be.
And the difference is...
Or we could spend hundreds of dollars, guys. Which one do you think it really is? Come on. And if anybody says it's because I'm old, you're getting banned. But which one?
Instead of having to force this direction versus just tap a couple buttons. Tapping the buttons will probably be easier. I mean, just in general, drive rushing forward, I've had some issues where sometimes I try to drive rush forward and I just get a standing parry. Why? Because the game didn't register my double tap on the
Well,
joystick.
crust punks.
You just got to tap a button twice. That's easier than a full double tap on a joystick. Just saying. Now that's Street Fighter 6.
And we've all seen, he's sitting here complaining about, you know, going the one direction. It might be his execution that's off, but sometimes it feels like it doesn't come out. It could be a dropped input, whatever. We've seen the way that this guy handles his fucking fighting stick, the way that he smashes his hooves on it when he's angry, just beating the shit out of that case and inevitably probably the buttons and sticks during the gameplay. So we're going to just going to throw that completely out the window. We're going to pretend as though there's a possibility DSP could have any peripheral and it will eventually just stop working because he mishandles them.
As other fighting games come out, I think that leverless might actually be a good investment. But again, could be a problem of time. I don't necessarily foresee my audience wanting to see me sit there practicing fighting games with a leverless joystick, okay?
Especially not in a fighting game that he doesn't even like half of the time and doesn't play
So
for
I
3/4
actually
of the year.
This is
And he's not even playing any other fighting games either. So what, we're actually just going to purchase this and spend our time learning leverless so that we can play Street Fighter 6 off and on over the next year?
announcement this morning that Victor
What are we doing?
actually has a new joystick now available for pre-order that's right up my alley. You want to see it? I'm going to show it to you. And the funny part is I'm going to show you the new one that's available for pre-order. Then I'm going to show you the ones that already exist. And I'm going to show you how funny this is. Okay, you ready?
It's going to be so funny, you guys.
Anyway, so, yeah, I don't know what to do. Because here's the thing. Would I like to do it? Yes. To be honest.
Oh, this clip cut out the whole looking at the sticks part. That's how they saved the time. Ah, okay.
That is an opportunity.
It had RGBs, guys. It definitely did. There was a whole segment. I don't have it on hand, but there was a whole segment where he's talking about the robust and meaningful fucking RGBs that were on it and the layout. It was honestly a huge waste of time. I'm kind of glad it's not in here.
It's a unique joystick. It's kind of a collector's item. It looks amazing. The unboxing would be fun. Messing around with it, learning leverless could be really cool. Okay? But
a genuine question, who is the unboxing for? He takes it out, he goes, oh, it's got a USB connection, and the cord is 6 feet long, it's 8 feet long, wow, and it's heavy, and the buttons, they feel really good, you guys. Look at this styrofoam. Anyway, that's actually the content. Who is that for? Who's showing up just for that? It's for himself. Yeah, that's the only answer that's reasonable. It's literally for himself. And at that point, why are we recording it? Just enjoy it yourself.
I don't want to lock you guys into something you're not interested in. I don't want you to have to be sticking around. Oh, Phil's going to do his a leverless stream today, oh, that means he has to go to training mode and practice first before he even plays people.
Yeah, it sucks. And they complain every single time he goes into practice mode when he learns a new character. So why is he thinking that this is any kind of a good idea?
People to sit around and complain. You know, I don't. I want to do something that people
Mika,
are interested in.
I didn't mean to attack you. My bad,
hey,
my bad.
I'm there for it. That's cool.
Look, if somebody was interested in it, I guess.
You're doing something different that we've asked for years or whatever. The thing is, I don't know. I don't know if there really is that much interest because I've gotten questions, but I haven't necessarily gotten a ton of people who seem to be like invested in me doing it.
And you won't. At least I hope you won't.
I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about it. Right now, Street Fighter 6 is doing pretty good. It doesn't mean that it's going to continue to do good, but there are other fighting games coming out this year. These Invincible Versus, the Avatar, and Marvel Tokon all are coming out this year. And so I might actually get a good amount of use out of a new joystick.
How many of those games do you really think he's going to play for longer than a few weeks? He listed 3 potential fighting games that could hit the scene and he could play and get use out of the leverless on. And I would guess maybe one of them sees like a month worth of gameplay if you know the community gets behind it enough. But I don't think that they're not getting played that long. It's really just going to be for Street Fighter 6. He's going to complain about something in those other fighting games because they're not Street Fighter. He's going to find an issue with every single one of them that pushes him back to Street Fighter.
Be it, there's no joystick in it. What are they calling them for the record? Are they just calling them leverless? Is that all they call them? Leverless? What do they call it? A leverless controller? Because it's not a stick anymore, right? What do they even call? I don't even know.
Oh yeah, the netcode on all of them is probably going to be rollback. You're absolutely right. Glitter Fart, nice name. The netcode is going to be a detractor. So every game is going to have some reason to not play it, even if it's the same reason that exists in the other games.
What do you think? What do they call these things? You got to love people who are just mentally deficient, who say, well,
That's
play
us.
it off stream and then come back and play it on stream when you're good at it. No, stupid. I just said I don't have time to do that. I work 6 days a week. I stream a ton. That's my job. I have no time off stream to be practicing with this thing. So it's either on stream or it doesn't happen. I literally just said that.
And this is not the mentality, or this shouldn't be the mentality of a business owner. I don't think a proper business owner, unfortunately, would probably have to do things at times that they would find very infrequent and, you know, invest a lot of their own personal time into ensuring that the product that they sell is really high quality and the customers continue to come back. Like, yeah, he does make his own schedule, but if he has to, you know, and I hate to say it, but, you know, lose time away from his family to practice Street Fighter for an hour or two a day so that his streams are actually worth the shit, I feel like that's a bullet that a business owner would just have to bite in the end in order to ensure that their business goes along as they want it to. He's just got a shitty mentality, dude.
Okay? So that's the decision that we have to make.
Also, yeah, he was fucking talking to Wings at like 3 a.m, all drunk off of his ass, giggling like a little girl into the night. He doesn't have time to just be playing a couple of matches of Street Fighter while his wife's asleep instead. He's got to be, you know, under the covers, whispering to his boyfriends instead. He just has to be in the room. Like, what are we talking about? Thank you, Silda Grimm, for becoming a member of the 60 Skulls. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. And Garbage Can 1150 for the 2, saying consume, consume, consume. Yes, that is what he does. That's what we do here at DSP Space Gaming. We love buying shit. Yeah, Crust Punks, we'll get there to the power
yes,
outage.
It would be cool
and
to
how
do
he says
this.
he has nothing to
Other
do.
people are saying, no, it would not be. And you see, this is where, I don't know. This is where it gets dicey. I'll be honest with you.
Dicey.
Here's the worst case scenario for me. I buy it. I get it.
Right.
We do our stream.
Uh-huh.
Everyone complains this is boring.
Right.
Why did you commit to this? Why are you doing this on stream?
Which I feel like is inevitable if he's spending time in practice mode.
Well, because I do everything on stream. I don't game off stream. I don't have time to game off stream. Okay? I got a life. I'm married. I don't play games off stream ever. Everything that I do with games is on stream. So if we're going to do this, this is an investment for the streams, and we have to do it together live on stream. If the answer is, well, we don't want that, then it's not worth it. Forget it. I'll just continue to use regular joysticks then. Okay?
And he's talking to them like they're employees, like they're obligated in some way to have their own investment into this process that is only benefiting him and his business. I really fail to see why they should be obligated to invest and guarantee their presence.
But that's what I'm looking for. Like, would people who are into fighting games care about me taking the time to use Leverless and learn it and possibly improve my game? Because to be honest, I do actually think Leverless improves your game. There's been many
Oh my God.
FGC players who have converted off of joystick to Leverless, and they all agree that it actually is a better way to control games in the modern era. It's too bad we didn't have it back in the day, because I would have loved to just learn that and not how it would have been back in the day. But
And this is that toolbox fallacy that Wolverine doll was talking about. It's never him. He can never just practice and be better. There's always some shortfall in his tooling rather than his own skill. So he has to just purchase the next peripheral, the highest end this, the most expensive that, just the top technology available so that, again, he can just play the exact same way. I hate to tell you, but there are better tools out there for different things, but you really don't see the benefit of a lot of them unless you already know how to do the task at hand with the shit you have. And he just does it. He's not capable.
But I don't know. So I'm thinking about it, okay? And if, for the record, that stick, if I do pre-order that one, it is releasing, I think, the first week of April.
As a married man, do I play games off stream? Yes. I play hours and hours of RimWorld. It's got me in a death grip. It's actually crazy. Shout out Death Grips.
Where's the date? April 9th, supposedly. Okay. So if I do pre-order it, it comes out April 9th. Only a little, I guess, birthday present to myself. And then probably right after that, when I get it, we'll do a live unboxing and we'll do a stream where all I do is try to mess with this thing and try to learn how to play with it. And it might be rough going, man. It might be. You know what? It very much could be that maybe the way to go is that if I'm going to use Hitbox, that maybe I do learn a new character. Because then at least I'd start at low ranks. You know what I mean? Like, I'd actually start at way low rankings. So that way, learning, I won't have to fight master players. I don't know, maybe.
And I don't think that this is the worst idea. Look, I got to give a DSP the dues when he's due them. I don't look, if you would have bundled it in, if you're trying to sell this and you're going to bundle in wasting a bunch of your time in practice mode and pissing your audience off, bundling it with a character that they might want to see you actually fucking play isn't a half bad idea. Look, I don't hate it.
We could do that.
I still wouldn't fucking ask for it. But yeah, he should finally play Cammy or fucking play Ken. All that time bitching about both of those characters for ages and ages. Finally fucking play them, dude. And then when you're bad with them, you can blame it on Leverless instead of it being true that the characters just aren't as OP as you say.
So
it's basically a win-win.
I don't know. Have to think about it. Okay? So Falopino says, look up Hot 42R16. It does the same thing for less than $100. Hot 42R16. I mean, I'll look at it. Hold on.
Thank you, Wild Tiger, for the 5. And you say,
Did you mean
as soon as he gets that new toy of his, welcome home, fighting game fans. Now, support the stream, guys. He just wants someone to give him permission. Absolutely, that's what he's looking for. He wants permission to do it, and he's trying to get a justification in his own mind and be like, oh, this is really for the stream. They already told me that they're going to be there for it. Therefore, it's an actual investment. But I think regardless of whether he gets that investment, he's going to do it anyway. He just wants it, dude. Thank you, Redbird, for the 2, saying, bought a better saw, still a mediocre woodworker. I'm not surprised. It turns out you actually don't need the full, like, ratchet set with all the fucking bits and bobs to it if you can't even turn the ratchet initially anyway. Buying a better set isn't going to do anything for you.
I mean T16? Because that's what came up when I searched, not R16.
We're not paused, by the way. He's looking. He's searching.
Sehaway Hot 42 T16 Pro V2 all button arcade stick game finger with turbo function.
Yeah, this
Works
sounds
with
awesome.
PC, PS3, PS4, Switch, and Steam.
My favorite thing about knockoffs is that they have the coolest names because they're just nonsense.
Supports hot swappable. 1 millisecond delay.
All right. And that's the end of the clip. Very cool. Thank you, DSP. Now, I will tell you all that during that segment, there were other brands that weren't. What the fuck is his stick called? Victrix. That's what it is. There are other sticks that aren't Victrix branded. And there are also ones that are the exact same stick. He looked it up. He showed everybody. Okay. They're the exact same stick, except they don't work on PlayStation. But the whole fighting game community is backed by PlayStation because they have a deal with Sony for Evo or whatever. So the one that doesn't work for PlayStation is like $100 or $200 cheaper than the Victrix that works for all of them that he was looking at. So, guys, which one do we get? I think that he's going to get the most expensive one, the pre-ordered styled version, because that's the real Rolls Royce. It does it all. And DSP, of course, needs the best. But that was all off clip here. We didn't have that. Instead, we're going to be talking about DSP's plan to double down on streaming. So despite just pitching a terrible idea in wasting everybody's time learning leverless, he does want to double down on streaming and trying to be entertaining live because his views, well, after Resident Evil Requiem, they're just not doing too hot, you guys.
On to the next subject for today. Okay. Today, I want to talk about what happened yesterday with Slay the Spire 2. Okay? Here we go. So yesterday, I played Slay the Spire 2, which is a game that I never played the original before.
Slay the Spire 2 is a game.
Years and years of people had asked me to play it. And I said, all right, I'll consider it, but I never got around to it, right? Slay the Spider, that's a different game. Slay the Spire 2 released on Thursday in early access on PC. And it has done absolutely crazy good. In fact, let's see how it's doing right now, shall we?
For the record, the audio is not my fault. Don't yell at me. That's just the way it is. I think of it as a cute quirk. It's a feature. It's not a bug, you guys.
Let's take a quick look.
Just don't look at it.
Slay the Spire 2 currently has 234,000 people playing it, but its 24-hour peak is 566,000. What time is that it gets that? Around, that's universal time.
Oh.
I don't know.
We're
what
all
time
familiar
that is
with
my
universal
I'm
time.
Pacific time. I don't know what 1400 UTC is. But it has a crazy peak every day. See? Where it has over 500K players like every single freaking day.
Yeah. Is this the first time DSP's ever looked at a fucking Steam chart in his life? This is what most games look like that are doing well. This is not to downplay Slay the Spire 2's very high player count, but this is people just logging on every day at the same time, like after they get off of work. Most healthy games just have repeat peaks like that day after. Anyway, it's just nitpicking. He just seems awestruck at the fact that people play every day. Like, yeah, after work, buddy.
Wild. And if you take a look overall, it's either maintaining or maybe even increasing a little bit as word of mouth about the game seems to increase. So the game is doing absolutely amazing for itself. Hasn't even been out for a week yet. And this game is just doing huge numbers.
Huge
All
numbers,
right?
you guys. Biggest game there's ever been.
So, Slay the Spire 2 is a very unique game. It is a turn-based RPG, which is right up my alley. Okay?
Is it, though?
It is a card-based game, meaning you play with a deck of cards to do your moves, rather than it just being like, oh, it's turn-based, so I can attack, I can cast a magic spell, I can use an item, I can run. No. In this case, this is what you're get dealt in your hand, and it's random, meaning it's random what you're going to get in your hand. So you may...
Did he call it an RPG? I must have missed. Oh, yeah, he did say turn-based RPG, didn't he?
have exactly what you need to defeat your enemy, or you may not have a good hand, and now you got to
Yeah, and
deal
he's
with
just
that, right?
pig-splaining a deck builder is all he's
But in
doing.
addition to all of that, it's also a roguelike or roguelite. I forget roguelikes and roguelite. I always get them confused. So basically,
Well, my roommate would tell you that none of those games are like Rogue, so you should stop putting dirt on Rogue's name, and that nothing is really a roguelike nor a light. And that's why we say, fuck Al, dude. Come on.
it's a
That
run.
bullshit out of
And
here,
during
buddy.
that run, you have a certain amount of health, you have a certain amount of items you can use, and all of that. And your goal is to keep surviving and winning and dungeon crawling and not dying. If you die, you start over from scratch, from the beginning. There's no real saving along the way. If you die,
Roommate is base.
you're
Don't
dead,
tell him that.
right? You're not reloading. You're dead. Start the run over. And that's very challenging. Okay? So, obviously, I like it. It is a fusion of genres. I like roguelike and
It's a
roguelikes.
genre
I've played them
fusion
in the last
style
several
game,
years,
you
and I've
guys.
grown to love them. Games like Hades. I think the first one I ever really played was Returnal many years ago. But games like Hades have really grown on me. Okay?
And look, I have no problem with people using, obviously every game has genres and you have to describe them some way, and you have to have words to do that, and you typically do that via genre. But DSP uses a video game genre like a marketing buzzword. He just throws around that it's this type of game as if that's some sort of feature that he's selling you on for some reason. I just don't know. Maybe it's just the way he talks. But it always comes off as sleazy and slimy for some reason. Like he's not really passionate about the fucking game. I don't know. I think you garbage can for the two saying, and that's up my alley as well. Random cards. It's true. That's why DSP was always built for deck builders, because he's always had this weird affinity for cards. You're right. I never thought of it like that.
Hard deck-based gameplay I got into with Balatro over a year ago. So now I know how that plays, and I actually kind of like that. And obviously, I'm a
I play Balatro, guys, therefore I'm in for a deck builder. Is that how it works?
fan of classic RPGs, fantasy style particularly, which this game is. So it's like every aspect of a game that I'm looking for that I'm interested in, it kind of checks the box. Like check the box, check the box, check the box. It's good. It's what Phil likes, right? So yesterday, I jumped into it for the first time ever. And with the help of Stream Chat, learning this game was absolutely amazing. It was a great experience. It was socially fun because we talked the whole
was
time. You
socially
guys taught me
fun.
all about it. At the same time, it was a lot of nail-biting stuff. I fought a boss, and
Wait, did he just openly say that they handheld him through the game?
it was a great experience. It was socially fun because we talked the whole time, and you guys taught me all about it.
Oh, okay,
At the
great.
same
It was a
time-
socially fun game because you guys literally guided me through the entire experience so that I felt safe and warm the whole time. That is what that is basically what he just admitted to openly. Very cool, man. No wonder the gameplay's so dog shit.
It was a lot of nail-biting stuff. I fought a boss.
People are saying, yeah,
and
he was
I
handheld
survived
insane. Was it the type of gameplay where every single card he played was ultimately decided by the majority of chatters? Is that the type of Slay the Spire gameplay we were looking at? As someone who didn't watch it, I'm just asking. Yeah, okay, very cool. Hell yeah, dude, great. That's how everybody should be playing games, of course.
the boss and beat it with 1 HP.
I like that I knew that without even
That was
watching
pretty
it.
darn crazy,
I,
to be
I,
honest.
I could tell.
for a first run.
I could tell how
to
he's going to be
kill a tough
sometimes.
boss and have 1 HP left, pretty insane to think about, but I did it. I pulled it off, okay? So, I had a
Rimworld
great
with
time.
cards.
For the people that were here, were they engaged? Absolutely. People were talking and having an absolute great time with this game. What was the support like? Great. For a first premiere stream for an indie game like this, it did well. The support was outstanding. Okay? So, you might say, well, that sounds like a
Might
win.
I?
It's a game that you like. It's a game that your audience liked seeing you play. There was a lot of social interaction with a lot of engagement and a lot of support. So what's not to like? You ready?
Well. Oh, he's got a thing for it. Okay. Sorry, I didn't realize.
Actually, we should watch it. Do it like this instead. This will be a better representation. Here you go. Perfect. Here we go. Ready? Here's what's not to like. So, I play Resident Evil Requiem.
Holy shit! Holy fuck, bud. 316 views in 18 hours? Man. Man. Yeah, but he's not Mr. Views, though. Also, we're doing better than we've ever done in our entire life. Even when Machinima was just handing us money as fast as they possibly could for some reason. Yeah, we're doing better than that, of course.
Okay? A AAA game. That's hype. Okay? I get 8,700 views, 4,000 views, 3,000 views. Now, these, of course, trail off. But you can see this is the best playthrough that I've done in years. Okay? Seriously, I mean it. Like, this playthrough has been absolutely outstanding. Take a look at Slay the Spire. Do you see a difference? You see?
Yeah, it's almost like a third-person action game has a bigger and less niche audience than the deck-building roguelike card game. It seems like basic economics, if you ask me, man. I don't know.
Something that's kind of upsetting. Okay? Now, you might say, well, this is 11 days ago, Phil. You're right. But on day one, when I played Resident Evil Requiem, okay, and I put out these first 5 videos, because this is what I did day one for the game. By the end of day one, part 1 had over 2,000, almost 3,000 views. And then it just grew from there. Okay? The fact that I played Slay the Spire 2 within just a few days of its release, the game is virally popular, bringing in around 500,000 players at peak every day.
Right.
Everyone's playing it. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's hyped for it. I played it, and guess what? I didn't suck. You see these 3 videos?
I mean, do you really get to say that when you had other people making the decisions for you the entire goddamn game? I mean, at least this is what I'm being told, of course. But do you get to say that? In the same way with RimWorld, is he a good RimWorld player because other people are telling him every single step he needs to take to ensure his colony survives? I just don't know if that counts as being a good player.
I'm still going on my first run. I haven't died yet. I actually beat everything I came across, learning on the fly, having nail-biting situations where I fought enemies and survived with 1 HP. This is a good run. And I can't wait to continue this on Friday. But no one's watching it.
Well, and Ben Heck hacks. That's true. Slay the Spire is his normal god-awful views. 300, 500 views a video is normal DSP slop content style views. Resident Evil Requiem is the outlier here.
Viewers are watching it. The stream was there. There was great attendance, great engagement, great support. Why is no one watching it? It's one of the most popular games out right now, and no one is watching it on my channel.
Okay. And look, he's been playing games for basically his entire life. He's been streaming video games for 18-year content creator, you know? And he still doesn't understand that some of these games, like Resident Evil, some of these big IPs are more story-driven and therefore lean themselves easier to be watched rather than played, unlike Slay the Spire, which is very heavily gameplay dependent. And if you're not going to play the game yourself, aside from learning something about the game, like to get better, I guess, there's really no reason to watch it, I wouldn't imagine. Yeah, Resident Evil is a normie story-based game. They, I would imagine, always do better as playthroughs online because there's just a swath of people that are never going to pick up the game, want to experience the story, and will watch a playthrough. That isn't going to happen for Slay the Spire, at least not at the same scale. So I just don't understand how he doesn't get this as an 18-year content creator who's done infinite fucking game playthroughs. It's not rocket science.
Okay? Let's talk about this. Okay? Here's the deal, and here's the truth, and here's what we need to now tackle and attempt to overcome. It's this simple. I was a console gamer for a decade. Right? For a decade, I did not have the capability to play indie games when they came out because they're usually PC exclusive when they come out, particularly like this in early access. Okay? Because of that, there is no one besides a very small group that will watch me play these games on this channel.
And this is also kind of self-inflicted as well, because yeah, it's true. Console games don't get that many indie early access games, or at least they get more now than they used to, but you know what I'm saying. But a lot of indie games eventually did come out in the past and then came out with a console version, and then he would refuse to play them because they weren't AAA gaming slop that he just loves and enjoys and thinks is the only way to game. So while it's partially true what he said, it's a nugget of truth. There was also the fact that when it finally did come out, he never engaged with it because he was too fucking short-sighted. He was too stupid.
Now, here's the thing. As long as we all accept that, and we're all happy with that, and we understand...
Yeah, like how long did it take him to play actual fucking Minecraft, dude? One of the biggest games ever, period, flat out. And it took him how long to finally give in and just fucking play the game?
That when I stream an indie game, we're not going to be getting insane attendance. I'm not going to be getting crazy views. All right? Then that's okay, to be honest. But
yeah, why do we need to accept he's not getting crazy views? Why do we need to accept that this is not normal? Like, what are we talking about?
The problem here is there's so many people that judge a book by its cover. There's so many people that look at that and would say, forget it, throw it away. No one's watching that on your channel. Obviously, what you got to do is you got to look at what's worked. And what worked is Resident Evil, man. Resident Evil did so well that you got to keep playing the big AAA releases. You got to just, and that's the thing. Like, that was my philosophy for the longest time. Whenever
I mean, it still kind of fucking is. You heard how giddy he's been while he was playing Resident Evil 9 about how AAA gaming is back and this is the first one that to really set it off for the year or whatever. And they've absolutely outdone themselves, and the people have been waiting for AAA gaming as if this is some sort of monolith that everybody is behind. And we all unanimously agree that if it's not made by, one of the big names, if it's not a Capcom, it's not an Ubisoft, it's not an EA, and Activision, if it's not one of those, everybody's just disappointed and wishing it was. I'm not one of them people. I hate to break it.
a big AAA release came out, I ran out, bought it, was the
Hope
first
most
to
of
play
those
it, put out
companies
a play
fucking go
quickly.
out, to be
And
honest.
that's what
They're
I'm known
terrible.
for. Like, when I play a big game, a high-profile AAA game, that's when this channel sees a big increase in viewership, engagement, and all that stuff. Really. That's when I see it. Boom, a big spike. And that's what happened for a week there when I was playing Resident Evil and I played through it every day. The channel had a huge spike of views and engagement. It just went way up, right? Likes were out, comments were crazy high. Everything went high.
Right.
But now
You
I'm done with the
experienced
game.
success.
I beat it last week. Got to move on to other stuff. I'm not going to replay the game 17 times. No one cares about second, third runs, to be frank.
There's tons and tons of playthroughs of second and third and professional runs and speed runs and 100% runs and challenge runs. There's tons of content like that on YouTube, and I promise they have tons of fucking views. It's just the nature of a game, man.
If I started playing Resident Evil 9, okay, and I did like an insanity run, no one would care. I know because I've done it before. Like, people just want to see the first run, and that's it. After that, they're on to the next, what's the next thing, right? So, in regards to that, I'm seeing a different attitude this year. What I'm seeing is there are people who are willing to give indies a shot. There are people who are willing to hang out.
Who would have thought that the year that DSP finally decided to play indies on the channel on a regular basis and make a thing of it, that his audience is finally giving them a chance. It's almost like there wasn't an opportunity to ever give them a chance in the past, and that's why they didn't really ever mention them. But
and engage and support, and it's on the live streams. Like, that's why RimWorld right now is doing so well. That's why I was able to do a full playthrough of Hollow Knight, and that's why Slay the Spire did so well, but it's all on stream. And what I mean by that is, if you take a look at those other playthroughs as well, they also didn't do well on demand. RimWorld, are you kidding me? It's hard to get 300 views on a RimWorld video. I'm serious. But every time we play the game, people show up and hang out and have a great time and support the streams and say, yeah, keep it going. So I do. We have great times on those RimWorld streams. But it's just not for a huge audience. You know what I'm saying?
Those streams are actually fucking insufferable. I genuinely don't know how anybody is still watching RimWorld. It's what, a handful of dents that are making sure that he hits the non-existent goal. apparently Inked is in the same boat. How's he getting views?
What I'm actually starting to see is a distinct disconnect between being a live streamer and entertainer
right.
and an on-demand video creator, okay? It used to always go hand in hand, but these days it actually seems like there's a separation now. I can entertain a live audience and they love the content, but it's only maybe a few hundred people live. After the fact, will people actually watch that content? I don't know. Maybe some of the appeal of these indie games is that people are actually here to engage with me when I'm playing them, right? To help me with games like Hollow Knight, Slay the Spire, RimWorld. When I'm playing live, having that level of interaction, that's the appeal. And if you like it, then you support it. But if you're watching it on demand after the fact, maybe the entertainment factor is not there.
So the entertainment factor for a DSP indie stream is the fact that he's going to be completely clueless and you get to handhold him. That's the distinction that he's noticing between the lives and the VODs. Oh, okay. If you want to sell handholding, if you want to sell backseat gaming as your, that's what you offer, I fucking guess. But it seems kind of like the antithesis of DSPs. Like, I'm the realest fucking person. I'm a true average Joe gamer. I don't watch anything beforehand. I don't read guides. I don't do any of that shit. But then to be held, like, you have your hand held the whole time.
I don't really know. It kills me because I love a variety of games, right? I loved Resident Evil Requiem. I thought it was a great game. There was criticisms I had of it for sure. I don't think it was flawless, but I really liked it, okay? I really like Hollow Knight. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But I also really like Slay the Spire 2 yesterday. They're completely different styles and genres, and I like being a variety creator, okay? I do. But for the fact that I put out the same amount of effort, right, into, say, the Resident Evil playthrough versus playing Slay the Spire, and then simply because it's Resident Evil...
But he didn't put in the same effort, though. If the way that he's playing Slay the Spire is by actually having his audience convene in the chat and figure out, the best card to play and then going with it, it's actually not the same effort at all as playing a third-person action game. I think it's weird, or I guess that part of that game is in first person. But anyway, I think it's very weird to call playing a video game effort in the first place, especially in a non-competitive setting. But we'll move on. It's if you're going to call it effort, it's just not the same. Just fundamentally, he's not making decisions. He's not thinking for himself. He's not actively, assessing the situation and the area and scanning the environment for clues or anything like that. It is just the audience playing the game for him.
It gets the most views I've had in years on a playthrough. And then I play Slay the Spire, which is also virally popular, just like Resident Evil was, and almost no one watches it. But it's the same. It's the same effort. It's the same content, I'm the same guy, the same...
And it's the same content. It's not the same content. It's a completely different fucking game. That fundamentally changes what kind of content it is. I mean, it's still video game content. It's still a playthrough, I suppose. But if you're going from one game to another, it is never going to be one-to-one in any situation.
Gamer, why did one get 10 times more than the other? Is there even anything that I can do about that? Probably not, And the thing is, I think my only route to continued success is not to chase the big games.
I mean, this really is, I'll give you a very shitty analogy here. It's not a sandwich shop. But imagine you're making a t-shirt and both t-shirts are really well made. It's got strong stitching. The fabric is nice. It's breathable. It's whatever the fuck. But one shirt has a really, well done design. It's something that you would want to wear out in public. And the other one has a turd drawn on it. And then it goes, well, I put the same effort into them. So why are they not selling the same? Why is no one buying the turd shirt? What the fuck? And of course, it had to be a turd shirt. It is DSP. It's just not. It's not the same product then.
Because frankly,
but we're acting fucking stupid about it.
Well anymore. Most of them suck. Can we be honest? Most of these big AAA games that have come out in the last several years just have not done well at all. Some of them are just underperforming garbage.
And of course,
Slop.
everybody would wear the turd shirt. Okay, all right, okay.
Or even worse than the last.
Guess.
Big budgets don't equate to success anymore. Capcom is actually the diamond in the rough here, where they put out Resident Evil Requiem and it didn't suck. It actually was a great survival horror game that was in line with Resident Evil. It hit it on all cylinders. You know what I'm saying? Like, most of these games that are coming out are not doing well. they're sucking, they're underperforming, and they're not worth anyone's time. If the
Right.
future is indies, then I think I need to do that.
See, and again, if the future is indies, like we're like as a whole, the industry, he's the way he uses the term is so, I want to say disingenuous. I want to say it's too corpo-like he's just trying to sell. I'm not sure. It's off-putting. He's not a gamer, and you can tell by the way he talks about it.
need to make a focus on that.
Yeah, I'm fucking gatekeeping gaming, by the way. I want to see all your credentials at the end of the stream, and I'll tell you who is and isn't a fucking gamer, all right?
I need to,
I'm gatekeeping.
to have people.
Some of you are being removed, I'm telling you
understand
now.
that the way forward with games is not to only play the big budget overhyped games, because they're just not that good anymore. All right? But that doesn't mean that I skip every one either. Like, I want to play the good ones. But I think it's more of, it's been such a long time that I have not played indie games, right? Haven't. It's been always a focus on AAA because that's what was on consoles. So that's what I played over and over again. That there's just a group of people that come back to this channel whenever I play something big and hype. Like, for example, when
you play games that they've heard of because they also enjoy mainstream garbage, they come back to the channel to see that gameplay. I like that. Who are we explaining this to? Who needed this, put the whole process put out in front of them like this? It seems pretty self-explanatory. And none of these people run his fucking stream.
GTA 6 actually comes out, whenever that may be, I guarantee you I will have huge views for GTA 6.
God, I hope it crashes and
burns. Who have not
burns.
watched my content in years, and they're going to say, I want to see DSP play GTA 6, and they're going to come back just to watch that. And then
I pray DSP GTA 6 views are fucking low. I hope they're sub 1,000. A guy with long hair, I wasn't going to say it, but since you did, I also hope GTA 6 fails just in general. I'm tired of them. I'm sick of it. Just let it rot.
Come back again for another 5 years. But that's how it is. People want to see the big titles and how I tackle them. The little ones are more for people who are big fans of mine, but they're not the mainstream audience. Do you understand? These are more the people that are going to come back every day because they just like me. They'd have me see me play Slay the Spire. They'll have me see me play a bunch of random indie games off Steam. They don't care what I'm playing. They just want to have a good time. So it's okay that a game like Slay the Spire isn't doing big numbers, but I just want to explain to you why it's not. Because it's not what the kind of people, like the casual viewer, isn't going to come in randomly and say, oh, let's see Phil play this indie game. They don't even know what it is.
Why do we feel obligated to explain to our viewers why the views are low? They know what they did and didn't watch, and they shouldn't care what anybody else is or isn't watching. Why are we... I know this is a DSP staple of his content, where we inform the audience on how everything is doing all of the time and pit them against each other all of the time to try and get them to engage more, I guess. I'm not quite sure what the point is.
That's a dedicated PC gamer knows what Slay the Spire to it. And that's okay. All right? It is. It's okay. But the way to success is going to be finding the stream audience that likes what I do and will be here to hang out and support me every day, as opposed to trying to chase the big numbers. This is, I hate to say it. This is what Rings of Redemption just doesn't get.
Sorry, was that Rings?
And will be here to hang out and support me every day,
of Redemption?
as opposed to trying to chase the big numbers. This is, I hate to say it, this is what Rings of Redemption just doesn't get.
Yeah, shout out Rings of Redemption.
Okay? Every day on his streams, he says, oh, I'm so upset because today on stream I could only get like 200 viewers. I'm really chasing 400 or 500. I can't understand. The viewership doesn't mean anything. Okay? It doesn't. It doesn't mean if you have 100, 500, 1,000, 10,000. It doesn't mean if you have 100, 1,000, 8,000, 20,000 views on a video, okay? What you need is an audience that is happy, an audience that is engaged.
Wouldn't an audience that is happy retain more people, though? You know what I'm saying? Imagine you owned a sandwich shop and then tried to pitch to somebody. It doesn't matter how many customers you have that come through, just as long as you have happy customers. Well, wouldn't it be if you had happy customers, you'd have more customers coming through? I guess it didn't have to be a sandwich shop. It could have been any shop.
is
but-
liking what you're doing, is interacting with you while you're doing it, and will then say, hey, because I like this so much and I'm having a great time, I'll support it. A business that has 1,000 happy customers will be more successful than a business that has 100,000 unhappy customers. That's just the truth. But that's what a lot of people don't understand when it comes to content creation. They just chase the numbers, and that is a dead medium of success. It is.
Obviously, you should be taking all of your business advice from an 18-year internet lolcow who has not made any money toward or any sort of real payment towards his mortgage, has multiple broken appliances in his house, literally lets the fucking garbage rot in his garage. Obviously, you should be taking all of your business advice from an actual gambling addict. This is what we should be doing.
There's very few people who are
He
ever
knows
just going to hit big
what
numbers
success looks like.
and stay there and always
Yeah, and went bankrupt. I can't believe I forgot the most glaring problem with taking business advice from this guy. The bankruptcy. My bad. There's just so much to pick from.
be
The
on
bankruptcy
top
is
just for the
sometimes
sake
too
that they're
easy.
popular. They do exist. You got people like Burnt Peanut right now that are smashing it every day with views just because they're popular. They'll turn on the stream and be like, why is this popular? Because it is. Because somehow it got there, and now it's going to be there. But most of us are never going to get to that level. Instead, we have to strive to find that niche, that little corner, that little group that we can entertain and have a good time with every day.
Right.
And that's what we got to focus on. Providing maximum value and entertainment for those who like us. Not trying to appeal to the masses, because guess what? I'm never going to appeal to the masses. The masses are brainwashed against me, thinking that I'm some kind of a jack.
Brainwashed. They were brainwashed. Literal MK Ultra style psyop. They dropped crack in the 80s so that one day you would hate DSP. That's just it's the whole government's in on it, you guys. Literal brainwash so that detractors could exist. It's crazy how far back it goes, really.
Gas, who isn't good at games, who just sits here begging for money all day. They all believe that because they don't watch the content. They just watch the highlight clip because they're ignorant. The masses are ignorant. Okay, you're never going.
But man, DSP has somehow still not understand the real reason of watching clips of his content, and it's just because the vast majority of it is fucking boring. This is the same for every lolcow. The reason you basically have to watch clips or you have to watch the reaction style commentary is because nobody wants to sit through literal hours of nonstop boredom to find 20 minutes worth of gold and then actually wind up compiling it all together. You would have to go and watch the fucking clips if you value your own time. Thank you, Val Raven, for the 10. Saying you can't convince me that he actually earned his business degree. Mommy pulled some strings or something because he's never made a single smart business decision. No, you know what? I don't believe that. Because he claims to have always tested well. He's always been able to do well in school. I genuinely think that DSP is one of those people that maybe he can read something and put it together back on a test format, but is incapable of ever actually understanding or utilizing any real knowledge. I think that's where DSP it resides at. I think he really did get that business degree. He just didn't retain any of it afterwards.
To please everyone. But what you can do is find
Yeah, he can study for a test, but not actually know the information.
those people who are willing to give you a
So
chance.
he can
who are willing-
regurgitate business ideas to you and how businesses are supposed to run, but an actual like putting them together in looking to the future to try and make business decisions in advance in some sort of speculative way. No, he's not good at any of that because that requires actually utilizing a skill.
to see the real you, to actually watch the content you put out, and if they actually like it, focus on them, make them happy.
The alcoholism
Success.
doesn't help. Probably
That's
true.
how I'm crushing it right
The
now.
holes in his brain.
Exactly right. That's exactly how I'm successful right now. And that's what I have to keep doing. So if I play Slay the Spire 2 and we're getting people on the stream and the people are having a great time and they're supporting the stream, then I'm going to keep playing it. I don't care that the video's got 300 views on them.
And why are we
Fuck it.
talking
Let
about
the
it?
masses go watch the fucking guy who looks like a cartoon dancing around acting like a fool, and then they go to X and they laugh at a fucking dumb meme about me, and then they go to Reddit and little drool comes down their mouth, and then they start typing on Reddit and they look at the new news. Oh, this is what I'm supposed to think is news today because it's
See, and this is DSP once again not understanding his detractors. Which detractors are hanging out on Reddit? Real talk. You guys are based enough to stay off of Reddit. I know you are. I know you guys know how Reddit be. He just complete straw man here. None of us would be that cringe.
on Reddit, and then they go to Instagram
guys are
and
better
they
than
watch
that.
some
I
fucking
believe.
influencer sell them product and they give money to an influencer, right? And then they go to fucking TikTok and they do a TikTok dance. These people are fucking monkeys. No one should care about them.
I don't think you're allowed to call him that, by the way.
There's millions and millions of them. They mean nothing. What I care about is the intelligent people who are watching me and actually care about me and want to be here every day to have a good time. People who have a few brain cells that fire.
All the smart people in life, they love me. Anybody who doesn't like me is obviously just fucking stupid. I mean, it couldn't be any it couldn't be any clearer the narcissism there. To just assume anybody who takes umbrage with you is automatically an imbecile, it's cut and dry, man. That's it.
Every day, and they feel like using their heads rather than just being a fucking automaton in a big construct that's just there to pump money out of them. You see? Smart people. That's the kind of people that I like spending time with. There just aren't a lot of them these days. Okay? So for the smart people,
Yeah, all the smart people he hangs out with. Kat, who couldn't even bother to get a full-time job and works retail as a fully grown adult. Not that there's anything wrong with that if that's your lot in life, but I would just hope that you strive for something further than that, and obviously she just doesn't.
actually like content for what it is, come on by and enjoy Slay the Spire 2 later in the week. There probably won't be a lot of us, to be frank with you. And certainly it's not going to be a mainstream appealing game like Resident Evil Requiem was, but I think we're still going to have a good time with it.
You know, that's true. She does have a job.
That
Unlike
audience
him.
that's
That's
going to
true.
allow me to be successful.
I guess she gets that
Okay.
brownie point.
Okay.
Yeah, Jade's a real
Alrighty.
Stephen
So
Hawking.
I've talked about that now.
Yeah, the dragon inflationist or whatever, Darziak, is clearly the fucking upper echelon of human intelligence. It's true. It's true.
Thank you to Secret Rain for a $2 super
I
chat.
bet
He
he's
says, "I
got a
hurt my bicep at
theoretical
the gym.
degree
I'm
in
sorry to hear that."
theoretics.
I am sorry to hear that. If you're at the gym, I would hope that you're in a controlled environment. You're using the machines and it's more safe. You know, for me, the reason I get hurt when I work out is because I'm just using free weights in an uncontrolled environment, right? I have a far less than ideal situation. You know, I don't even have, like I said, the reason that I actually
And this is just cope, by the way. So somebody, if you missed it, because I was kind of talking over it, somebody is trying to relate to DSP and saying, hey, it sucks you got injured while you were working out, Phil. I did too at the gym. Like, we're in the same boat. Ha ha ha. And DSP is actively going to downplay his own and instead act as though this person is somehow lesser for being injured in a different style environment. It's actually kind of crazy the way he kind of shits on this guy, if you ask me, who's just trying to be nice to him.
hurt my leg, is because I was doing a workout without the proper thing. I'm not even like secure on the floor, and I'm trying to do it. Whoop. Oh God, pulled my leg now. Right. I hope you feel better, Secret Rain. Thank you for the super chat.
Hope you
Catering
feel
just
better,
did a
but I wouldn't have done that given those circumstances. I'm not that fucking retarded. But for you, that makes sense. That actually checks out.
$5 super chat. He says, if you want the truth about a streamer or a YouTuber, just go to the horse's mouth. No one will do that. Okay, I take that back because that's an unfair overgeneralization. Very, very few people will do that. Why? Because that takes effort. And most people on planet Earth are lazy. They don't want to put effort in. They want to laugh at the meme and then move on to the next effortless thing. And then move on to the next effortless thing. Instant gratification, right? Provide me with the instant laugh, with the instant information, the instant everything. Wait, there's a truth behind something someone said and it's not actually transparent when they're saying this? I don't care. Present me with another laugh immediately. They don't.
So, wait, so he understands this. He understands that it takes effort to actually get to the truth behind DSP. If we believe his narrative that he's a good person in there somewhere, right? That all of the things that the detractors say is lies, and it's all out of context and yada, yada, yada. If you believe that narrative, he understands that in order to understand him as a person and as a character online, It's an amount of work to get to the truth. And instead of making his content easier, more transparent, more digestible so that more people can understand the truth about him and his godlike content, he instead goes out of his way to make everything as complicated as possible and as unwatchable as possible. And then blames the detractors when most people, believe them because they present everything in a shorter format that's more digestible. Okay. I mean, it just seems like a weird thing to complain about when you designed it this way.
Want to spend the time to go and actually research the person, because if they did, that would be intelligent. But they don't have any intelligence. They just sit there like a cow devouring what's instantly given to them all day. It's pretty bad. Human society is degrading a lot because of the internet.
This is also acknowledging, by the way, that in order to get the truth from DSP, you can't just listen to what he says, which would indicate, of course, that he's a liar. If you can't just watch the things he says and then understand what he means by them, it's because he's lying. It's because he's misconstruing the truth. It's because he's painting a narrative. That would have to be true in order for that to be the case.
And this is just one of the many symptoms of that, is that these humans exist to exist, not to actually think. So thank you, Caterade. Yes, I do listen to myself. And if you are listening to this and you're saying, oh, this sounds, not good, it's because you're one of the idiots. Thank you, Secret Rain, for a $2 super chat. Luck of the Irish to you. He says, I heard it hitting the heavy bag. It feels bad. Oh, so you were, all right, that's different. I thought you were lifting weights. No, I couldn't understand that. If you were actually striking and then you pull a muscle, yeah. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I hope it feels better. I don't have a heavy bag or anything like that. Maybe that is something I'll do eventually. Maybe once we get to the whole home gym situation and I get like a weight machine, maybe I would get a heavy bag too.
Do you guys remember when we started this health arc? Not only did we deny that we were ever going to start eating protein-infused anything or drinking protein shakes or anything, we said we weren't going to do that, but we also denied getting a home gym. And we were like, nah, we don't need that. We just, I got my free weights. We take our walks. I'm not trying to get big and swole or anything. Why would I do that? You guys remember that? I remember. But all of a sudden, we're getting a home gym and we're thinking about getting a heavy bag, as if his dainty little skeletal wrists would ever, hold up to that kind of force. And this is coming from a skeleton. So, I know.
And that way I can practice cardio, striking, and everything. Yeah.
Break his arm.
Cool. Someone now is trying to defend TikTok. There's no defending TikTok. Thanks for $2. I mean, that's just the stupidest thing I've ever heard. You're actually going to defend TikTok. All right, so move to China. Thanks for $2.
Is that a based DSP moment, or are we?
You do realize that TikTok is literally a Chinese attempt to data farm the planet, right?
Oh,
they've already stated. They said we made TikTok so that people would put all their information into this app and do dumb shit. So then we could use that to actually data farm the planet. That's why TikTok exists.
That's why why everything exists at this point, DSP. You live in a fucking technological hellscape. Not to be a downer, guys. It's just the truth. TikTok is awful.
Anyway, what it is, Dominic, is for a long time, I was more focused on being a popular on-demand YouTuber. Okay? And when you chase that, you basically make decisions based on that, and you can only get to a certain level unless you go virally popular. And at one point, I was one of the biggest gaming YouTubers, and it lasted about 3 years, and then it all...
Well, in the past, guys, I was one of the first people at the starting line for the marathon. And then, of course, when I, walked 1 mile per hour, I didn't keep up. It's a shame, really, and it's YouTube's fault.
Fell out because things changed. Culture changed. Times changed. People didn't want to see my style anymore. It became less prominent, and it became more popular to make fun of me than to enjoy my content, right? To laugh at me rather than laugh with me. And I basically struggled to try to find my feet after that. I became a live streamer, and even then, as I live streamed, I continued to have a repository of content on DSP Gaming. So I had an on-demand audience, but then I also had the streaming audience. And
yeah,
this is the
that's
funny
how
part about
fucking
it.
streaming and VODs
There are so many
work,
people
man.
who are just
It's
stunted in the head because they go to my channel, and as a way to naysay me or talk down to me, they say, your views are bad.
They are.
Those are my on-demand views.
Yes. It's still a true statement. You know, if I looked in your wallet and I said, there's no money in here, and then you go, yeah, that's in my wallet, but I have all my money in my bank account. My statement is still true. That is still an accurate assessment of the inside of your wallet.
The on-demand views, yes, they're supplemental income for me. That's not my focus.
Thank you, Washed Frank, by the way, for the $2. I really appreciate it, brother. He said, man, I hate Phil. Thanks for presenting the laughs. Oh, I appreciate your appreciation. Thank you.
Make on-demand
Hopefully
content.
I can
I'm a
present
streamer.
many more.
The whole point of me making this content is that I entertain the live audience. Now, for those of you who still watch my content on demand, thank you. You are still a major part of what I do. That's why I put the effort into the on-demand content. This is why I break out the videos into topics, like the podcast is its own video. This part of the playthrough is its own video with a thumbnail and a title. I go that extra mile because I do recognize the reason I ever had any kind of success on the internet is the on-demand audience. I'm not going to ever abandon them, especially the hundreds to thousands of those of you who've been with me along for this journey, and you still here every day watching my stuff, supporting me in the ways that you do. Okay? But at the same
Thank you, on-demand audience that is almost non-existent. I really appreciate the years of service. It's like putting down a dog, I think. And thank you, Tuna Sandwich, for the 10, saying we want the DSP and Brendan Schaub fitness podcast. No, the fuck we don't. Don't put me in that. That's not a me we. I don't think so. What a nightmare that would be. Keep my lolcows separate, please. I don't know that I can handle multiple lolcows at once, if I'm being honest.
time, I have to evolve. I can't just do the same thing forever and expect success. Sadly, I feel like that's what the rut that Wings of Redemption is in. He still thinks somehow one day his numbers will increase and he's going to blow up and he's going to get that popularity on something he does. He's not going to. He's not. And I kind of accept that too. Listen, every once in a while, I'll have a Resident Evil Requiem playthrough. Every once in a while, there'll be a GTA 6. And then all of a sudden, my channel will get a burst of success again.
Another burst on the DSP Space Gaming channel.
I'm never going to be one of these giant streamers. I'm never going to be an Asmongold. I'm never going to be a Burnt Peanut, right? I'm not going to be a Moist Critical. It's never going to happen. So instead of chasing that nonsense, I'm just going to do me.
So because he'll never be Asmongold or Burnt Peanut or fucking in the past it was PewDiePie or whatever, we shouldn't try and be successful. We shouldn't try and appeal to more people. All of that should go, out the window. We should just accept our lot in life and call it a day. That's what we're gonna do. That sounds like a healthy business owner mindset, if you ask me.
I'm gonna play stuff that I like. I'm gonna try to focus on an audience that likes that core content that I put out, and then just be successful.
Yeah, never strive to be better.
Right now, and I've said this before, I'll say it again. I am more successful right now than I was when I was an on-demand YouTuber and I was prominent back in the day. I mean that. All right, now I'm in a better position now than I was back then.
And I do want to say this. Thank you, Silver Cyborg, for reminding me. Counting those GTA 6 chickens before they've hatched. Yeah, several times throughout this segment, he has already put a lot of weight on GTA 6's shoulders to try and not revive his channel, but have some sort of boost in income. And that's again why I'm praying it just doesn't go his way. I think that's poor form. It's a bad business strategy to start openly saying before it ever even happens that you're in some way relying on that to be the case. It's just, I think it's a bad move.
But people don't want to believe that.
Yeah,
But
GTA 6 will save
They're
us
jealous
real.
morons. They want to sit on the internet and laugh at the meme and believe that DSP is down, bad, and broke and a begging bum and all of this. None of it is true.
He's
But
got
they
RGBs
feel better
now.
about
It can't be
themselves
true.
to believe that. Because I have changed my strategy to focus on the individual who likes me and to do the content that people will be here and engage and support, I'm successful. I'm happy and I'm doing well for myself. But they don't want to swallow that pill because that means all the hate that they've thrown at me these years was all for nothing. Oops.
Is that what it means? All of the accurate and real criticisms levied at DSP over the years are for nothing if he's doing okay? All right. So because your local doctor or lawyer is doing well and is successful, you're not allowed to have any sort of critiques nor criticisms of them and their character? Because it'll be for nothing, I guess. That's legitimately the world that DSP lives in.
That's
He's
right.
just got
You
fucked
wasted your life
values,
'cause
man.
You're a loser. And the earlier that they accept that, the better. Because if they look in the mirror and say, I'm a loser.
Yeah,
then they'll
Bill
say,
Gates is beyond criticisms because he's doing so well. Obviously, the people with the most money and the most everything in comparison to you, they're just a better person than you flat out. That's just the way it is.
I want to do something better for myself. Let's stop with this nonsense of wasting all my time on the internet, crapping on people and laughing at memes, and instead actually doing something productive with my life. The problem is we have millions of people on the planet that don't realize they're fucking losers. They actually think they're like important because there's another 10 million losers just like them on the internet that share their same life experience. They need to stop with this bullshit. Stop crapping on others. Stop sitting there being toxic and instead go do something positive in
He's
your life.
so salty. Holy.
So anyway, for me, I've changed my attitude as a creator and it has worked. It has absolutely worked. Things are better and getting even better. And that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. So thank you for those of you who are here enjoying every day. Big Mac, I'm not.
Low-key, I lost the plot of the whole fucking set because we started talking about, Slay the Spire 2 and how it's doing good, but it's not doing good. And then we were talking about how people don't understand how successful we are. And we've double, quadruple, pentupled down on fucking streaming. And the landscape has changed. It's, actually just rambling. You're right, Len. You're right.
Talking about the tractors. He said, stop talking about the tractors. I'm not talking about the tractors.
Literally talking about
No.
the tractors.
I'm talking about the idiots who look at memes all day. Moronic misinformation, and they think that that's fucking important stuff. It's garbage. They're just dumber for even looking at it. They're that fucking stupid.
Now, for the record, I do not think that what DSP does is important whatsoever. Now, we talk about it and laugh about it because it's a fun Saturday morning, time around. That's a bad sentence. But I don't think that anything that he does is important. I don't think that I should be calling my mother and informing her. I don't think that I need to get, I need to raise this issue up in any sort of political format. The fact that DSP's a shitter on stream. I don't think anybody really thinks he's important. It's just for it's for a laugh every once in a while.
Someone just tipped $2. Oh, Google farms information, Amazon farms information. Okay, thanks for $2.
All right. Thanks for
thought I was gonna read
telling
the
me the
paragraph.
truth. Can't even engage with the idea because we're scared that it goes directly against what we were just saying a minute ago. And I don't really think that he could remember what he said enough to make an accurate argument or refute it in any way. So we just can't read it. Just, make a good point. We're just going to go ahead and skip it. And speaking of making a good point, or rather not, DSP decided, big ups VLC. We love VLC. DLC. Fuck. DSP decided that for some reason he was going to define slop for everybody this week. Slop is a hot and popular term on the internet. Everybody is describing everything as slop. Souls games are roll slop. Co-op games are fucking friend slop, whatever you want to call it. But DSP has his own definition for slop content, which, surprise, surprise, he will never fit into the definition of, at least the way that he has defined it.
Thank you guys for the early support. As you know, today is Dragon Quest, and when we play Dragon Quest, it's hard to get attendance. and
slop
it's hard to
counter,
get
please
support.
don't.
It really is. So anyone who
Yo, seeing
supports.
people describe games as quality slop, I think is the pinnacle of slop, and I think that's how you know we've reached the end.
this, stream today, thank you. As
Big
I've
prayer
said,
hands.
listen, everything else right now is going well, okay? Hollow Knight just concluded. Amazing playthrough, was very well supported. Slay the Spire 2 crushed it the other day for the first stream, okay?
Vague
RimWorld
posting is
continues to
also
perform.
hot. It's
Street
true.
Fighter 6 continues to perform. Indies are doing good. And next week we got Crimson Desert that's going to start. Hopefully that'll do well, right? If everything else is doing well, I can have a one game that isn't doing well. But the whole idea is that everything does well. So if this stream does well, I'd be ecstatic. Like, I wouldn't have to worry about anything. I'd be like, wow, this is amazing. So
Thanks, DSP. Guys, if you gave me a bunch of money, I would be like, wow, this is great. This is amazing, guys. That definitely needed to be said. And he's also describing the same game plan he's had for, I feel like, a decade at this point, in that he insists on playing some games that aren't going to do well despite them not doing well, and they're being made up, like the difference is being made up by games that are doing well that he very clearly isn't enjoying as much. This has been a business strategy of his for years and years and years at this point. I don't know why we're still explaining it, and why we still have to inform the audience that this is the case and justify it to them as if it's any of their business.
let's go. Let's get support for chill vibes, relaxing music, JRPGs in the house, lots of chill interactions, and, lots of engagement and support. Let's go.
Let's go. Big sip. I love a beg into a sip combo, because he's got to wet his whistle before he gets in there reading, you know?
Tip $2 says, you say you make meaningful content. Could you elaborate? Sure. Here's the difference between slop and meaningful content. Okay.
Don't worry.
Slop.
Guys, don't worry. I'm gonna draw this out really long. We're gonna investigate every single fucking point because it's just nonsense.
Slop is literally content anyone can make.
Right.
It can be made any day of the week at any moment.
Okay.
It's minimal effort and maximum profits because it preys upon human nature. It preys upon the weak. It preys upon the exploitable people.
We've got like 900 qualifiers that are automatically have ruled out a fuck ton of actual slop, boys. But so far, he has described his own content. You're not wrong, Lose Tech. He makes it every week. It's low effort, maximum profit. He just, anyone could do it. Anybody can play a game. Anybody can talk on the track, the audio track, that is, not over the beat. Not everybody can talk on the beat.
Gullible people. Okay.
It takes advantage of the weak and the dim-witted, the gullible, which, all of the social security checks that he's taking from the dents.
So, for example, what do I consider slop? All right. Someone who literally just sits around all day watching other people's content and talking about it.
Okay, so reaction channels that sit around all day, every day, that could be made by anyone and preys on the weak and the vulnerable, maximum profit, minimum effort.
That's slop. Now, that's commentary, sure. Commentary can be part of content. Commentary should not be all you do. All right, because you didn't make any content for yourself. All you did was ride the coattails of others to make content. So if you can't make any original content that anyone cares about, you're just a slop peddler. That's all you do.
All right, so basically every detractor channel is officially off of the hook, because I'm pretty much all of them have played video games on stream at least at some point, including myself. I played Halo Reach. I did a whole speed run of it. So I'm not a slop peddler. I'm off the hook. The rest of you can figure it out amongst yourselves.
Okay? So if all you do is you react to current events, you react to political news, you react to other people's gameplay, you react to a movie trailer, you react, you're slop, you're worthless. That's not meaningful content whatsoever. Maybe every once in a while.
But he is just reacting to the games that are put in front of him, is he not? Like, I don't know why we're sitting here and pretending as though the playthroughs that he does of these, single-player story games, at least, like he's making anything, like there's any sort of original content there aside from just the commentary, which is absolute drivel from him. So what original content is DSP making to disqualify himself? Because he's just reacting to game stimuli at the end of the day. It's all just reacting.
You'll have a moment of insight, but for the most part, anyone can do what you do. You're completely and utterly replaceable at any moment.
All
And
video
just to prove
game
my
content
point,
creators,
if
yes.
any of those people disappear, immediately 3 more appear to replace them.
Right.
They're completely replaceable, not unique in anything that they do whatsoever.
But that's true even about the best content creators, because when the best content creators leave or they change their format in a way that you don't appreciate, some creative styles out there will then go, I'm going to make the product that I want to see, whether that be in the form of content or a product or however it goes. That's just the way that it is. Every industry, every ecosystem is like this. Everyone is replaceable to some extent.
Their content is only good in the moment. Okay?
No, DSP content is forever,
if you don't
dude.
watch
Come
it
on.
today, Like, if you wait a week to watch it, it's completely meaningless content because it's only talking about junk that's going on right now and it's outdated right away. It's crap. Okay? And sadly, I hate to say it, a lot of the people.
And I really don't even know what content that, like, what is that? Content that if you watched it next week, it's not going to be relevant? I don't even know what that could be. Like, if you're like a politics style channel, which DSP's done, by the way. Same with the DSP reacts. I haven't mentioned yet. We're shitting on react channels, but he's going to justify his own here in a second. But yeah, news, I guess, is the other type of content. But even then, like, it's the content is relevant next week if you are interested to see how it changes over time. So therefore, it would not be a qualifier anymore. Anyway. I think you washed Frank for the 5, saying even DSP tries it. He's just reacting to the fast food content. And that's true too. Everything is just a reaction. There's no original content aside from the commentary. And we've already, for some reason, disqualified commentary as making it original.
People who make that kind of content don't care if what they say is truthful or not. Don't care if what they say is harmful or not. All they care about is getting a reaction and a rise and support from their audience. So the more extreme, the more insulting, the more nasty, toxic, and hell, defamatory they are, the better off they do. It's like I've said, people like that, if someone else's worst day of their life is your best day because that's the content you make, you rely on others messing up for you to have content, you don't make content. You just don't. You're essentially a leech. Okay, you're a parasite. All you do is you profit off of the misery of others, misery brokers, right?
I mean, but again, you could kind of make this argument for some of the games that he plays. When he played that stupid, shitty dinosaur game and it got increased amount of views and, you know, people were asking for him to go back to it and play it again and he made money off of it. Is that him not profiting off of somebody's worst day at the end? I think if you really want to play the DSP semantics game here,
that's slop. That's not meaningful content in any way, shape, or form, okay? For me, I want to make content that, first of all, is timeless. And when I say that, I mean, you can watch my playthrough of Resident Evil Requiem as the game comes out. You could watch it right now. You could watch it in a month. You could watch it in a year.
Oh, and that's a good point, too, fucking Mr. Nope. He made the most money he's ever made on stream with the Kino Casino felting RTU. Arguably could be RTU's worst day where they're making fun of his worst days or whatever, and he's profiting. He is this misery merchant. He is making the slop content. Absolutely right.
Here, you can
and
watch
he's still trying to beat that record to this fucking day because it was so profitable for him.
in 10 years. It's still just as good, just as entertaining, and it's timeless.
Timeless content.
It'll always be pertinent because it's representative of the time that that game came out. You can see my thoughts about, honestly, what the game was, whether it's, I really like this game, or, man, I'm frustrated at this part, right? Reacting to the scares or whatever. That's timeless content. That's meaningful content.
Oh, my God. So that qualifies all content, because if you're doing shitty react content that does not actually matter to a fucking movie trailer or something, you could just justify it by going, it's timeless. You could see my reaction in the moment and my thoughts in the moment on how I felt at this time. That's literally every piece of fucking content, dude. And this is why I wish somebody would make DSP define some of the words that he uses more often, because the way that he qualifies things are completely ridiculous. Everything and nothing fits in all at the same time, and it's a complete nonsense fucking word by the end of it, and he's just talking.
Because it's genuine. It's not manufactured. It's not overacted. It's just actually what I'm feeling in the moment. And the best part about it, it's not harmful to anyone. Me playing Resident Evil Requiem and reacting to it and giving you my honest feedback and commentary on it as I play it doesn't harm a single person on planet Earth. So I profit from it. You get entertainment out of it. No one gets hurt. That's meaningful content. That's the difference. Versus a slot peddler or a misery broker who all they do is hurt others to get ahead. They stomp on others because they don't have talent. If they had talent, they would go do something meaningful. They don't have the ability to do so because they're not intelligent enough. They're not entertaining enough. They just don't have it. So instead,
See, and again, just discounting the entertainment value or charismatic abilities of other people. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend as though shitting on DSP is some extravagant talent that nobody else has, or a select few of fucking detractor assassins out there, you know, hold this ability. But not just anybody can get on a microphone and be an entertaining personality or have that sort of charisma in the video or on the stream. Not literally anybody. A lot of people can, and they do. But it does take some amount of, I'm going to keep saying it, charisma in order to shit on somebody in an entertaining way that would garner anybody to listen to it in the first place. Because just shitting on things is not inherently entertaining. It does not inherently grant you an audience.
and just make fun of everyone else. So you're a loser. All you can do is down talk someone else. There's two ways to go about proving that someone isn't good. Either you can just make fun of them and defame them, or you can one-up them and do something better than them. Right? So if you think, oh, this person's terrible at what they do or whatever, so one-up them. So prove that you could do it better than them. Don't just shit talk them, right? Do something better for yourself and for everyone else and make more meaningful content.
Okay.
But these
So if
people-
you think DSP is bad at games, apparently you're supposed to go make your own Let's Play channel. Even if you know, aren't exactly an extrovert, even if you don't have good commentary skills to yourself, if you can acknowledge in DSP that he's lacking in these facets, then apparently the only way you could critique him or have these criticisms is if you yourself go out and make a better channel than him. That's the world that DSP wants to live in. You cannot talk bad about him if you do not have a channel that has more viewers, more money, and more subscribers. Because I promise you, if you only excel in one, he will pull out the other two.
don't have the capability of doing that. They are the modern day court jester, meaning they could go out there. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. Today,
Thank you, HoboCat. I really appreciate the membership to the 60 Skulls. Big ups.
on the internet, people just aren't smart. So they're not smart enough to understand that content is all smoke and mirrors and is just garbage. Like, if you sit around watching meaningful content, you'll probably have a good time,
I watch DSP
and
Space
you'll probably
Gaming.
learn something, maybe get a little wiser, a little smarter. If you watch the slop, if you watch the garbage, you actually get dumber. And all of human culture is hurt by that kind of content. It just
And he just says this as though this is some sort of concrete fact. If you watch React content, you are inherently more, I keep saying inherently, but you are just automatically like lower IQ. You're just less, cognitively available than anybody else. And if you watch DSP content, you are actually getting smarter. It's a weird phenomenon that science still can't explain. Watching DSP content just makes your brain bigger.
is. Like, it brings us all down collectively as a fucking human race. The fact that stuff exists and is propagated and is profitable, it just means we're stupider as an existence, human existence. We're
Human
just
existence
dumber
is just
for liking
dumb.
that crap.
Actual alien speak, by the way.
So,
Like separating himself from human culture, odd, very strange.
it is what it is. I can't change the fact that so many people are dumb and like toxic, negative slop, but I don't have to make it. I can be my own person. It all started, you're right. It all started with reality TV. 100% correct. You're absolutely right. When reality TV began in the 2000s is when it became prominent, right? It was like The Real World on MTV, and then a million other spin-off shows with celebrities like the Anna Nicole Smith show and shit like that. And then there was more and more. Then it became Jackass and all that. That TV content basically was the origination point for the modern day slop that exists out there and is so prominent.
Okay, so all modern slop originates from the Anna Nicole Smith show and The Real World. Now, me personally, I like to accredit everything to Jerry Springer and Maury Povich. It's a personal, I'm a big fan. Of course, I do enjoy and love slop television. Daytime television is premium television, if you ask me. But I don't even know that that's true. Like, people have been laughing at, side shows and freak shows since the beginning of time. People have been pointing and laughing and gawking at the oddities of real life in reality since the very beginning. We've always been intrigued by things like that. There's always been a market for it. Thank you, Coffee Boy, for the 5. Saying, I saw Phil play 007 for the N64 the other day, and I don't need a gaming channel to say he is terrible at games. It's a factual observation. I would fucking agree, but in the weird, twisted reality that DSP has set up for himself, that it just cannot be the case, and I can only do what the narrative says. I'm sorry. Thank you for the 5, Coffee Boy. And Hobo Cat with another 5, saying, everyone is dumb but myself, DSP 2026. You know, he's probably even said that before, if I'm honest. That might be a repeated quote, but a quote nonetheless. Big ups, Hobo Cat, for the 5.
And it's just sad that that's the kind of content that is getting most attention on the internet and that people are consuming because they are rotting their own brains away watching this trash. What's going on, Jai Hayes? Thank you for a $20 super chat. And he says, here you go. Here's to playing GTA 6 when it comes out. I know the struggle is real. I don't know what you mean by the struggle is real. I'm not struggling. I'm actually doing pretty good. All right. I know that the struggle is real for many people. I was struggling for a long time. Not anymore, though.
And it's so clear that that person, to me at least, I was in a complete disbelief that DSP took it the way that he did, because it was so clear to me that that person was talking about the struggle to wait for GTA 6. And because they keep pushing it back and they really want to play it. But DSP has immediately taken the defensive. He's immediately not understood the context whatsoever, doesn't understand the topic at hand, and has instead thought that this is some person implying that he's poor. And of course, DSP would never be poor. He would never admit to being poor. And he's actually way up, unlike you losers. Thank you to Pasta Maker for the 2. Speaking of way up. There's even more book slop from the past. Dime novels. That's true. Book slop has been around for ages. As long as things, you know, used to cost a dime even. That's a long time ago now.
And yeah, I absolutely am very much looking forward to GTA 6 coming out. As I said yesterday, that's going to be one of those universal playthroughs. Like, people are just
universal playthrough.
People are just waiting for me to play big high profile games. We just need good ones to come out. Like, take a look at what happened with Resident Evil Requiem, right? So it has been the longest time since we had a good AAA game. The ones that have been coming out have been atrociously bad, underwhelming, underperforming garbage, right?
Holy shit, dude.
Finally,
we've had this conversation like 5 times in the past week.
Big AAA game comes out that's good. Ginormous attention and support on the channel, right? My views went sky high compared to my other content. I'm making 10 plus times more views than I do on my other content. That's what people want on the channel. You know what I mean? That's what people are waiting for. They want big, high-profile games, and there just haven't been any good ones.
See, and this is what I was talking about earlier. Apparently, everybody's waiting for these games. But did we not just watch an entire 20-minute segment where he was hyping up playing indie games and how people were showing up for this on the live streams and they were supporting, so everything was all good? But now we're talking about it as though nobody is showing up ever, and the views are way down because the AAA gaming space just is in a slump. Just out of both sides of our mouths. Literally day to day. The narrative is always changing. Adam Corona with a 5, saying, did you see Jai Hayes used his daughter's death to show how tough he is against internet trolls? No, I did not see that. That sounds incredibly dented. I'm not surprised to hear that. These people are sick freaks. But that's been known. That's very interesting. Thank you for the information. Adam Corona for the 5. And ZomG with the 20 knocks, saying not even GTA 6 can save the business. I wouldn't think so. I think this one is faded, to be honest.
So
Thank you
my
for the
core
20
audience
knock.
sticks around and
Appreciate
supports
it.
me when I'm playing smaller stuff, but then the mainstream audience comes back for the big games. So I know when GTA 6 comes out, things are going to blow up, you know, and that's going to be a lengthy game. I'm going to make a lot of content out of it. So
see, and once GTA 6 comes out, guys, it's gonna blow up. It's gonna be a lengthy game. Doesn't know that. I'm gonna make a lot of content out of it. He doesn't know that. He might fucking hate that game. That game might come out and people will be like, wow, this is somehow worse than GTA 5. I don't even know how they managed.
it's going to be awesome around here, right? It's going to be pretty cool. Oh, okay. He says, not the struggle, not that kind of struggle. I'm talking about the struggle of getting GTA 6 released because it just keeps getting postponed. I got you. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, gonna renovate the
100%.
house on
We all
GTA
want
6.
it, right? We all want to play it.
He's already taking the loans out, folks. Watch out.
We all know it's going to be a great experience with our viewers and everything, and we just need it out. We need to actually release. Okay, so I did a DSP versus the internet show for 2 years, and it was all user or viewer submitted clips and stuff. And, you know, yeah, that show ran for a while, and Could you consider that
Slop?
meaningful content? Well, at least when I tried to react to stuff,
Uh-huh.
I tried to be fair.
Oh, okay.
All right? I tried to say, hey, I'm going to be neutral, give you my honest opinion about what we're watching. Never was I sensationalist. Never did I actively try to over-exaggerate my reactions.
So as long as you were giving your true and honest thoughts to the best of your ability and reacting accordingly, you also don't make slop anymore. That's DSP's out. That's the way that he's going to caveat the qualifications on slop. He was being truthful and honest and real, and therefore it doesn't count.
Never did I try to be harmful to the people who were involved in the clips. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't me just hating or defaming the people there. It was more, hey, from my perspective in life, from my perspective as a creator, here's what I think.
Well, that's what I fucking do. From my perspective in life as a something individual, and the lot that I have and my time as a robust content creator, as DSP has just decided to describe YouTubers, this is also just my perspective, man. This is true and honest.
But hey, you're right. If you think that all reacting is garbage, then you have the right to criticize me and say, hey, you did that show for 2 years, right? Every once in a while, I'll react on a whim for fun. I'll react to, a clip of LTG or something like that. You're right. When I do that every once in a while, you have the right to criticize me and say, well, you're being hypocritical. At the same time, that is not the content that I strive to put out and be known for.
Oh, so as again, there's so many outs for DSP. Well, when I do it, it's meaningful because I tell the truth. Okay, but what about the times that you do just shit on people and over exaggerate? Well, when I do that, it's not the content I put out all the time. Okay, but what happens when you put it out rather frequently and we have to hear about it, and that's not what we're here for? Well, you guys are just being stupid idiots. Get banned. Like that. Would you just go down the list, buddy? It's so gay. Thank you, HoboCat, for the 5. Phil hates indies. He said everyone hated when he played Mugenics. Normal streamers would not care about a few people not wanting to watch. Well, he always does that, though. He always throws a fit when he plays a game that inevitably a portion of the audience is not going to enjoy it because it's a rather niche genre, a niche IP, whatever it is. And then he seethes about it and rants the next day about how people were being rude in his chat and they weren't giving it the time of day. He's just got to be the victim, always the victim.
You know that every day, what do I want to do? Sit here and chill with you. Have a nice, relaxing conversation. Have good social interactions, right? Have a conversation that's meaningful. Play some games, chill, have a good time, get your input, right? That's what I'm all about. And that's basically the way that I want to, conduct myself on the internet, is to leave a legacy of meaningful content that you can watch, that's not harmful, that's entertaining.
Not harmful to who?
Or informative, meaningful, whatever you get out of it. Because some people do get a lot out of there and some people don't, but hey,
because I can orchestrate harm off of DSP's content very quickly. If you take a child that cannot play video games and then you tell them to watch these playthroughs and it's going to make them better at video games, they're going to get worse. They're never going to develop. They're just going to be terrible. That would be negatively harmful to somebody, would it not, DSP? All right, all the legacy content is bad and we can move on. It's that simple. That's why I don't know why we're sat here trying to defend it in the first place. Like calling out the DSP slop content, and redefining it as whatever he's talking about was a huge waste of time, man.
That's what I want to do with my life, okay? So I hope you understand where I'm coming from. But listen, you're right. I'm not above criticism. I've made certain
not
kinds
above
of content
criticism
as well over the years. And you have a right to say, hey, Phil did some schlock too. But at least that's not what I do for a living. That's not what pays the bills.
Okay, so as long as you're not paying bills with the slop, it's kosher then. Gotcha. All right, cool.
Another
Thanks.
$2 says, so meaningful content is content that's not based on hurting others, constructive versus destructive. Well, yes and no. I mean, all meaningful content should be constructive versus destructive. It should be. Like, here's the thing.
Wait, what? Wait, all what?
Versus destructive. It's not what I do for a living. That's not what pays the bills. Someone tipped another $2 says, so meaningful content is content that's not based on hurting others, constructive versus destructive. Well, yes and no. I mean, all meaningful content should be constructive versus destructive.
All meaningful content should be constructive versus destructive. I don't even know what that means. I'm sure he'll explain, but like the definition on this is going to be fucked too.
It should be. Like, here's the thing. Let's say, for example.
Okay, I'm listening. Open ears here.
I sit here and I honestly watch a clip of a creator, like let's say I honestly watched 10 minutes of LTG, and then I gave you my actual opinions about what I saw. And it wasn't meant to just be, hey, I'm just going to run with memes about this guy that are mean, but instead I tell you, hey, here's what I think about this. Here's what I think about this. I'm a creator. I can talk from my place of experience. You know, that's different because that's actual criticism. That can be considered constructive.
Right.
It may not be positive,
right,
but it's still constructive. As long as I'm actually giving real criticism that could be considered a way to suggest improvement.
Right.
As opposed to that guy's a piece of shit. That guy.
Well, a guy with long hair. You've absolutely got it. We have qualified detractor content as meaningful now. It is constructive. I wonder how he feels about going with the memes after you realize that the memes are actually true and that they are funny for the real legitimate criticisms you have.
Is this and that, and you're just
we are qualified here. We're in.
Said without any substantiation, without any justification, just to get a rise out of an audience to make money.
Right.
You see the difference? So if I watch an LTG stream,
and again, the adding in the qualifier of, oh, you only do it to make money is immediately like, you can't prove that. So what are we fucking talking about here? I would argue that DSP only does this to make money. That's why he doesn't play video games off stream, because he doesn't really enjoy them. He sees them as a means to an end to make money.
And I say, his background is bare. It's a white wall. It's incredibly boring for the viewer. He should put more effort in. That's constructive criticism, right? If I say something horrible about a family member or something, and there is no actual way to prove that.
Like when he said that LTG lived with his grandma and then did a really insulting impression of her yelling at him. Is like that, if we talked about those family members.
And I'm just saying it because it's a meme, that's harmful. That's not meaningful content. That's actually a personal attack for personal gain.
Right.
Do you see the difference?
Like we did on LTG. Got it.
That's the way I see it. So
yes, and his child. You're right, Seven.
When
You're right.
I tried to do a react show for 2 years, I wasn't just attacking people for every clip. It wasn't me defaming the things that I was watching. It was me giving honest commentary to it. As opposed to what a lot of people do is they try to literally just constantly attack, trying to essentially be toxic to someone because you think that'll get a rise out of your audience and that will make you money.
See, right there, once again, because it'll get a rise out of your audience because you want to receive the money. What about if the product is just bad? What if the content creator is just insufferable and unlikable? What if that is the genuine thought, idea, critique, criticism, whatever you want to call it? What if that is genuine and real, like everybody's experience with DSP?
That's not meaningful content. That's bullying. That's internet bullying is what it is.
Also,
okay?
Being bullied as an adult is really cringe, buddy. I'm not even convinced that's real, if I'm being honest.
Background versus a messy, cluttered one like yours. Hey, everyone has a personal preference. That's fine. I have a right to.
And now we have rights. All of a sudden, DSP has a right to complain about LTG's background, I guess. That's written in the Constitution, buddy. Right there, plain as day. We, the people, grant Darkside Phil, PP Burnell, the right to criticize LTG's background and call him lame. I agree. Thomas Jefferson wrote that himself.
Verbalize my personal preference, and you have a right to verbalize yours. That's the beauty of human life, is that not everyone agrees. We have the ability to disagree and share each other's perspectives in a respectful manner. If you actually like someone streaming from a completely empty room and you think that that's good content,
the 220th Amendment.
That's awesome. Good for you. Then you know who to watch. The empty room streamer, right? ERG, Empty Room God. Go watch his content. But hey, if you actually want to watch someone who puts effort in, who every day tries to put on a nice little interesting eye candy show for you.
This is eye candy. This visual vomit on your screen. Not my layout. We're not talking about me. We're talking about the guy's background. Shut up. The visual eye vomit that is the mess of colors, the panels that almost blended directly into the wall, giving him almost an all white background as well. But we'll move on. This visual setup here, the melting ghoul of a man in his oversized sweater. This is visual eye candy. This is what gets the people going.
With fun animations.
It's provocative.
That the games I'm playing with different things for the background that are pertinent to what we're doing.
Buddy downloads fucking low resolution GIFs off of the internet, and all of a sudden we're putting in effort.
Lighting
That's
that
the eye
is, you know,
candy.
variety. Then watch the streamer who does that. You know, because I first donated to you because I liked your stream and what you were talking about. Then I donated another $200. He did a bunch of big super chats, and I got lots of shit. I got sidetracked with your trolls. I thought that they might have had good points. I saw how they keep stealing your life and streaming it live. Oh, they're stealing your lives and streaming them live.
How
yes,
can
I
you
forget
kill
that
a
everyone calls them
god?
lives now.
What a
Rather than live
grand
streams,
and
they call them lives.
intoxicating
It's like the
innocence.
lingo for them. But you're right. Right now, I'm being live rebroadcasted illegally.
Not right now. This is a VOD. But thank you, Turtle Game Kingdom. Thank you so much. Saying, good day, mate. Just got from the Baby Metal concert. Almost been up for 24 hours. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well, too. Thank you for the 26 months as a member. I hope you enjoyed your concert. Baby Metal is those little girls that do the metal, of course.
I am.
I don't actually know a single
every
Baby
single
Metal
day
song.
I go live, they're already rebroadcasting me illegally, stealing my content.
Yeah, that's raw
He says,
film.
I support you 100% and I got your back. Well, thank you, Jai. I appreciate that. Yeah, I want you to understand something. I don't care about any of the nonsense that these idiots say. Like, as
Then why
I'm
do we
sitting
bring it
here,
up
right,
all the time?
and I'm just doing
I don't care what any of these idiots say, but we just watched, again, a 20 to 30-minute segment where we were complaining about how our views are down, and we're angry because idiots on the internet think that we're actually doing terrible because our analytics say so. That's the segment we just got done with. But now we're going to sit here the next day and try and pretend none of that matters to us. We don't care. We don't listen to it. It's not even in our periphery of our mind. Okay, buddy. Thank you, Coffee Boy, for the 2. Saying DSP calling his Party City background good is wild. I fucking agree, dude. I really do. I don't know how a grown man can see that background and think that this is the zenith of streaming. This is the pinnacle. It doesn't get any better than this. This is what the people are after. RGBs in the modern day. He's like a decade behind.
my morning show. And you guys are here. You know what we're talking about, right? Trolls are coming in the chat saying, did you know that Jai was in Raw Phil's chat and he was talking with the trolls and he was saying that, yeah, they know that you know, he supports the trolls? I'm 43 years old. I don't give a fuck about what people do in and out of my chat. I'm just streaming. I don't care about you. I don't care about any of this drama. I just want to do my show. Can I be left alone? And the answer is no. They don't want to know why? Because the people who make the harmful content, the people who make the slop, they need people like me who make meaningful content to basically make their junk. So they rely on the people who actually work hard and have talent in order to be able to make their garbage and profit from it. Because if it weren't for the hard workers, they wouldn't have content. They'd be sitting there with nothing and their thumb up their fucking ass. If they ever tried to do a stream for themselves that wasn't me, they would get no viewers, no attention, and no support. It's
because that's not what they built their fucking channel on. Look, if you did book reviews and then all of a sudden you were doing a fucking camping survival tutorial, you probably wouldn't get the same viewership, huh? It's almost like people showed up to the channel for the thing that they wanted to see, and then when you make the thing that they don't want to see, they don't show up for it. It's odd how that works for channels, isn't it, DSP? It's so weird. Meanwhile, there's DSP detractors that have gone on to do other types of content under other names, which I cannot and I will not, talk about. But it's so fucking dumb. Thank you, Jorvault, for the 220, saying, "Did we get to detractors killing his power yet?" No, that is the next clip. This one is almost over. We will get there. It is the last segment on the docket that we've
all
made.
based on me. I am the sole focus of this weird vortex. Okay, so, yeah, that's what's going on, and I'm not paying any attention to any of this fucking nonsense. I don't
Pay
just don't
attention to
care.
any of it.
I'm
I just
here doing
talk
my
about
own
it all
thing.
day.
And if you are here to watch chill content, positive vibes.
Also, please don't forget, while he's too busy not caring about any of this detractor bullshit and any of these trolls that may or may not be in or out of his chat or in and out of Raw Phil's chat, please keep in mind that it was, just a week ago? that we were informed that we could not upload our entire live stream VODs onto the channel because we would be stricken down. And we changed our entire business model once again to accommodate for this change. But we don't care, by the way. It doesn't affect us. Couldn't care less.
You're in the right
even.
place. That's why it's so funny, because so many people come to my channel, and when they actually start hanging out with me, they're like, what is this vibe? We're totally thrown off. We were led to believe that it's always constant toxicity, negativity. You're lashing out at people constantly, rage constantly, begging for money constantly. Have I said one word about supporting the stream yet today besides, hey, I hope that the Dragon Quest stream does well, because, it's the one lower stream that I do, right? It is. Right?
Buddy, that's Becky. Can you guys think of one time that I said good morning to you, except for that time that I said good morning to you this morning? Can you think of one time, please? Okay, that's what I fucking thought.
Right now, it's the least supported stream.
It's such a dumbass sentence.
People don't really like
I don't even know how he lets it fall out of his
Outside
mouth
of
the
that,
way
have
that
I
he
said a
does. It's so
word about
fucked.
supporting the stream? And I've been broadcasting now for an hour, and I won't. Every once in a while, I'll routinely bring it up. That's how I do my content.
Hang on,
these
wait a
idiots
minute.
stream?
Wait a minute.
And I've been broadcasting now for an hour, and I won't. Every once in a while, I'll.
He couldn't even get the full sentence out before actually retconning it. I've already been live for an hour, and I haven't mentioned it except for that one time I did, and I won't. Well, I mean, I will. I'll just throughout the stream or whatever a couple of times, but I won't
routinely bring it up. That's how
I won't
do my
routinely
content.
bring it up.
But these
just every
idiots
once in a
don't
while, pre-scheduled.
want to accept
It's almost like it's a
reality. They
routine.
create this alternate reality where everything I do is bad, everything that they say is true, and they just insulate themselves from reality with this bizarre online virtual presence. It's called being eternally online, where all you do is talk to people online. All you do is live in this weird sociopathic community of people who like to be
Right.
toxic and negative. It's a horrible way to live life, but that's how they live it. That's how they choose to live it. They would never have a wife. They would never have a family. They would never have these good things for themselves.
For the record, I do have a larger family than DSP. Even by DSP standards, I wouldn't call it a family. I'm just married with cats. But in DSP Pignosis reality, I have 4 cats, which is a bigger family. Therefore, I'm more meaningful and successful than the guy. Just for the record, if you needed to jot that down on the scoreboard.
Because they literally are plugged in all day doing toxic things.
Yeah, and
So-
I actually do talk to my family. I'm going to see my dad after the stream.
That's the antithesis of what I stand
We're
for.
working on a fence.
It is. It's the absolute antithesis of all of this stuff. I want nothing to do with that. You know what I mean? So, thank you, Jai, for the tip. And I hope you understand where I'm coming from now, Yeah. Jai says, I'm here for you, but just not you playing Street Fighter. And that's cool. Because, that
Jai
is
is
the good
really
thing
getting
about me.
he's really getting the attention he was looking for, isn't he? Yeah, DSP, I'm here for you, except for when you play Street Fighter, and DSP just has to engage. Can't just let it go. Yeah, sounds good, man. Oh, that's the thing, is as long as you're here for some things and other people aren't here for others.
And my content is that I don't just do one thing, and I don't just do 2 things. I do a ridiculous amount of things, right? Today, we're going to have a very relaxing Dragon Quest stream. That will not be for everyone. Tonight, we're going to do
DSP
a
might
bunch
just
of
have the
random
best
indies
dent
that you
dar
guys
on
are
the
gonna vote
planet.
on, right? Tomorrow, we're going
He can he's got this weird power where he can tell how desperate, sad, and pathetic an individual is, through the internet when they give him money, and he can engage with them enough and at a level to ensure that the money continues to roll on in, and he makes them feel special in a way that I think a lot of people with any sort of pride or dignity would just not. It's kind of crazy.
to play Slay the Spire 2, and we're going to do Street Fighter. Next
Takes
week,
one to know one.
we're
That
gonna
might be the
doing
strat.
Crimson Desert, which I don't even know what that game's going to be.
He
right?
uses a
So every
mirror.
time that we do a different kind of content, that's a different person, a different kind of audience that wants to come by and see that content. That's why I'm here after 18 years. If I had just stuck to 1 or 2 kinds of content, I would have been gone a long time ago. But because I'm kind of the jack of all trades guy, I have different audiences that come by for different stuff. So you very well may enjoy what we're doing right now and absolutely hate what we're doing later. And that's okay. You just come back for the stuff that you like, and that's what I appreciate. Thank you for that.
And then he wonders why people are not coming back for extended periods of time, and there's large lulls in the content where the views are way down and the regulars aren't coming through and supporting. He understands the business model that he's put together and how this drives certain whales off and then continues to do it anyway. all the while complaining at his own decisions.
Hybrid, Google AI has no fucking idea what it's talking about. I do not benefit from my detractors in any way. I don't. I do not get anything out of that toxic stuff that they make, because Google AI claims that it's a unique digital ecosystem. Both parties rely on each other for content relevance and financial gain.
It's
I
true.
get no content out of them.
He does.
I'm not relevant because of them.
How many sessions did we talk about Duty and the way that he clips or whatever? And then he did that whole rant about super crazy. Do you guys remember that? I remember that, but we never make any content off of detractors except for all of the, hour-long segments and huge rants that we have. We never make content out of the detractors. I get nothing off of them.
Get no money from them. All three of those things are false. It's a one-way relationship. They rely on me for all three of those things: content, relevance, and financial gain. If I stop streaming, they have no content. If they didn't exist, I would still continue to be successful. And in fact, I'd have even more opportunities, because now I could actually do things I can't do, like get sponsorship, get games from publishers, do special events, do charity work, all the things that I would like to do that I can't do because of the online harassment I get. So it's actually...
And I swear this is the third week I've shown up on a Saturday and had to have this conversation where I have to question, is DSP the realest motherfucker on the internet, and that's why he didn't want sponsorships, doesn't have sponsorships, or is it because the detractors won't let him? Because it seems like every single fucking week we have to bring it up as one or the other, however the narrative seems to fit that week. It's almost like both things are true at the same time, but they absolutely cannot be.
Not true whatsoever. Google AI is incredibly fucking stupid. It's got it backwards. They rely on me solely. I don't need them for anything. If they all were finger snapped off the planet today, I'd be better for it. That simple.
But he doesn't even know that to be certain, because this person tipped him, and within Jesus Christ, inside of their message, inside of the context of their tip, they explicitly decided to talk about the detractors and trolls, just like many other people do when they give money to DSP. They are in some way, oftentimes, going out of their way to give money to DSP to felt the trolls, to get back at them, to one up for their team. I think without that, DSP's whales immediately lose interest. Maybe not immediately. Maybe 6 months in, they realize that the back and forth of love and hate for DSP, as dented as both can be, is kind of the draw there. And I think that he is inevitably worse off without it. Again, no business degree whatsoever being put to use here, because he can't see this. He doesn't understand it whatsoever. Embarrassing. Thank you, NWO News, for the 5, saying charity should be private, but I want to do charity, and these dunces won't let me. Yeah, it's almost... But didn't he say he does do charity? I swear a couple of months ago he was talking about how since he's doing so well behind the scenes, he has been doing charity, and nobody will ever know that he was doing it or who he was supporting, like which charities or whatever, because it's an act of kindness that should be private. I swear he said that, and now he's telling us outright that he can't do charities whatsoever because of trolls. So that was a fucking lie. It's actually that Tyler, the Creator fucking meme. He just fucking lied.
See, here's the funny part. Someone just said, without detractors, a lot of people would forget about me. Good. Because the people who hear from me, about me from the detractors, aren't my fans or viewers who care about me, who watch the content, or who will benefit me in any way. That's the toxic element of humanity. You know, the dunderheads, the mouth droolers, the
shout out the
dunces who
dunderheads,
just sit around memeing and crapping on people all day. I don't benefit from them. So I'm glad they don't know about me. Let them stay ignorant and let me have intelligent, fun, positive people who like chill vibes, people who like games and gameplay. Let those people come discover me and actually have a good time here and not get harassed.
DSP is actually begging for people to stop critiquing him so that other people who agree with the critiques don't know who he is. If people just stop talking about him negatively, then the people who agree would just never show up. I mean, it's a foolproof plan. It just seems weird to openly beg for it publicly on the internet like that, knowing that that's not how it works. Thank you, NWO News, for the 2. Saying, Psycho Pastor hands in full effect. Well, he is up there and he's preaching.
Because they like the content. which is what happens.
He's Italian,
today.
though. I mean,
Again,
you got to cut him
would
some slack,
only
man.
solely benefit
High
in
Italian,
a
they call
positive
him.
way if the detractors didn't exist. 100%. Have I ever been curious as to what megastar streamers like Markiplier do that could repackage for myself? No. If I'm going to have success, I want you to understand something. If I'm ever going to have a modicum of success, even
not
a little
modicum.
bit,
A modicum.
it's got to be something I earned. It's got to be something that I did for myself, that I entertained you, or I found a way to make genuine content that you like, and then you supported it. Not, I went and I saw what Markiplier was doing. I went and I saw what Burnt Peanut is doing. I went and I saw what Ninja was doing during his Fortnite days, and I just copied that. So what's the fucking point? Then all I am is a cheap copy of them, a cheap imitation of them.
But that's not what this person was asking. At least I don't think so. And this happened to him. This was his downfall beforehand. Not watching other content creators, not assessing what they're doing and looking at things that they do and figuring out how to incorporate your own style, your own way of doing it on your own stream, but still bringing your level of entertainment. I'm talking about a general content creator, not DSP. That is what people should be doing, I would think. I'm not saying go out and steal everything from everybody that you can, but if you see something you like, you should make the content that you want to see, I would hope. And DSP never did that. That's why he fell so far back in the times. That's why he was a decade, outdated. He didn't upgrade his equipment. He didn't change his commentary style. He didn't change the way that he was cutting his videos, or he was titling them, or using the thumbnails, or using, how long they were. He didn't do any of that because he never looked at how anybody else was ever being successful. And he still thinks to this day that is the way to be, that he will never fall behind on the times again, despite not even though he wouldn't know what the times look like because he doesn't look at them.
Instead, I strive to do stuff that I came up with, that I am a part of the origination of, to be honest.
And you're right. Jesus Christ. Jonic, the cycler? What is Jonic? Anyway, he copied Kino's style of asking for money. Absolutely. He stole the actual carnival barking style that PPP does on Kino Casino to rile up the troops and get that support. He absolutely stole that. But we're going to pretend as though we don't co-op anything off of anybody else. We're entirely original. Everything is his own brainchild. Thank you, Scrappy CC, for the 2, saying, why would I copy the success of round wheels? That's a great idea. You should come up with your own original square style wheels. Even if they're not nearly as good, at least they're original, and you can hang your hat on that laurel, I guess.
I was one of the originators of the improv style commentary. I was one of the people who would just play any game and say whatever to be entertaining, and made it prominent, made it popular, and made it profitable. Okay? And I've been around for 18 years. I predate most of the big guys you guys talk about.
Yeah, he might predate them, but he's not nearly as positively memorable. He's memorable, don't get me wrong. Many people know about the Dark Side Phil, but it's just because he jerked off. It's not in like a positive, meaningful style way.
What's going on, everyone? Good morning.
So here is the very robust and meaningful, very asked about segment to cap off the Atlas-style Saturday show where DSP's internet went out. Spoiler alert. He did come back a couple of hours later, which makes this all the more funny because he has kind of a ridiculous reaction to his power going out just for it to be back a couple of hours later so he could continue to play games just as was planned.
And welcome to the DSP Morning Show. How y'all doing? I hope I find you well, and I hope that you are ready for the final streaming day of the week here on DSP Gaming. It is a snow day. That's right. It is a snow day here in Washington.
Great.
If you can believe it. I don't.
That's the hard work and effort that he's always putting into the stream, guys. The snow effect is obviously very meaningful, and you should be paying for it.
13th, 2026.
Please ignore that it's
right.
the most overused Christmas snow style
because I'm not
element possible.
We have
even I have
snow
one
coming down. I think right now we have around 3 inches, and it's continuing to come down. It waited until the final week of the entire season to snow. We have not actually had temperatures cold enough for snow the entire winter. And
Lucky
today we're
bitch.
getting it. So, yeah. 'Tis the season, I guess. Only a few months late. It would have been nice to have this back in, December for Christmas, but I guess what can you do, right? Anyway, how is everyone doing today? I hope you're doing.
This guy moved to the West Coast and then seems a little agitated that he's not receiving snow on designated days like Christmas. Meanwhile, I would argue that most of the country also does not have snow on Christmas, even when they live in areas that typically get snow, like yours truly here. Me. We didn't have fucking snow on Christmas either.
Doing well. Hope you are, in good spirits, as they say, and you are ready for some chill fun here on the channel, because that is what I'm going to bring you. At least that's my intention. I guess we'll see what happens. So, I just want to say thank you all for an outstanding streaming week. This week particularly was great. You might say, but Phil, I don't understand what you mean by that, because Resident Evil Requiem was over. You
Still
didn't
talking
get
about views.
Crazy amounts of views on all of your streams, right? The views on your videos on demand have been down this week because you're not playing a huge high-profile AAA game. You're right, and that's fine.
3 days in a row we've been having this conversation. 3. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We talked about this on the pre-stream. Again, I asked this a lot, but who is it for? Is it for the people that missed the first 2 that are here anyway watching the content? Is that who we're yelling at? Is that who we're informing? Infinite looping. It is DSP. I shouldn't be surprised, but it is just insane. Sometimes when you experience it, it's unbelievable.
What you have to understand, this is what I talked about yesterday or the day before. No, 2 days ago, right? My new strategy, all right, for success is different than the strategy that I used to use. Are my pop-ups working? This week, were views down? Yes. Okay? Not by a ton for the record, because if you actually take a look, I'm getting some nice residual views on the Resident Evil Requiem playthrough. Part 1 is actually
Resident Evil's doing
10,000
gangbusters,
views.
Papa. It's Blockbuster, it's Netflix. You don't have to ask Jay about the numbers.
So
we got
hey,
them,
if you
buddy,
didn't check
and
it
they're
out yet,
immaculate.
Please do. It would be great to get 10,000 legitimate views on part 1 of a playthrough that I've done for the first time in years. All right. Yeah, I don't get that many views on gameplay anymore. So it sure would be great to get some extra views on that playthrough. And that playthrough is actually helping the channel a ton for engagement and support. Okay. But here's the thing.
Wait, John, wait a minute. I thought we just had a fucking segment where we were doubling down on streaming. Now we're asking people to continue to watch a playthrough that they probably have already seen because it's helping so much with support on the back end. We just said the exact fucking opposite. Like, actually just said that the prior day. Jesus Christ, dude. None of it is sensible at all. All nonsense.
On views for big game playthroughs for this channel to stay alive. Not anymore. Okay? Very much my strategy has changed for the better. My strategy is no longer, hey, play every big AAA game, try to get the day 1 views, go get into the algorithm, get a bunch of people to watch your content. That's really not the case anymore. My formula for success is different. Instead of trying to amass a large amount of viewers on a playthrough, instead, I'm trying to very much engage and entertain a smaller crowd that really likes the content I put out. And so a week like this week, where we finished...
Again, though, we've done this for years. This has always been the DSP strat. He's always tried to make content for the limited amount of people that are interested in it. This is nothing new. We're just pitching as though this is some revolutionary idea that he's just come up with. And I'm just not quite sure why. Does he not remember? Am I not supposed to remember?
Hollow Knight, where we continued
Is the bar
with
that
RimWorld,
low?
Where I played Slay the Spire 2 for the first time, and where I played indie
Yeah,
games.
a smaller crowd meaning like 3 whales who give him the big bucks. But we, not that long ago when we got the Asmon bump, we're talking about how we don't want to rely on whales anymore and we want to spread it out to other people of lower denominations and entertain a wider variety of people and not just play the same games that nobody wants to see because a select few people are giving out money. I remember this almost verbatim. And we wanted to get away from Truck Simulator, and there was a whole blow up with fucking Buckwell, and we bitch moaned and complained about all of that. Like, I remember.
Okay?
But now we're just
no
going back on it.
exaggeration. The views on these videos ain't great. If you take a look at the views that they're bringing in on demand, they're not huge. Some of them I don't even have 300 views on. And that's always been like the litmus test for success on YouTube. If you can at least get 300 views on a video within, say, a day, your video at least was all right and was kind of worth the effort. But if you can't get 300 views, it was basically not even more time. Great. Why would the power do this now? Well, guess what? Did you see what just happened, guys? The power,
The power
just
went
went
out.
out here. And we're waiting to see if the power comes back on. Things are beeping, meaning the power has not come back on. I'm serious. So the reason that we have power right now is because of the battery backup. But all the power...
Yeah, the power company is a detractor because we all know anytime that DSP has any sort of failure during his live stream, whether it be the internet cutting out or whatever have you, it is a detractor in the end. They've gotten in behind the scenes. They've gone out of their way to probably just turn off DSP's power, obviously.
Power in my house just went off. For what reason? It's snowing. There's not even wind outside. It's just snow. I'm serious. So if the power doesn't come back on, we're screwed and I can't stream and I'm stuck at home with nothing to do in snow. So my stuff's not going to stay on for long. I'm going to have to turn everything off. Yeah. So the stuff turned off, turned on, turned off. And so, no, it turned off, it turned back on, turned back off again. So this is what
Okay.
I've been telling you guys about Washington State. Our power is absolutely awful. We have like no good backups at all. If the power goes out, it's just out. Like we're supposed to have backups and fail safes, and we really don't.
Who? Genuine question out to the people. You guys live, far and wide. Do any of you guys just guaranteed have power backups? Like, I don't even know what he's trying to insinuate here because he doesn't know what's happened. Like, I don't know if a power line, like he doesn't know. I don't know if a power line came down, someone crashed into a transformer or something like that. But if that's the case, which is usually, at least around here, how the fucking power winds up going out, there's no backup for that, buddy. It just is what it is until it goes back up and until they put it back online. I don't know what he's talking about. Yeah, a generator, but that's the government doesn't give you a generator. You go get one. I don't know what he's talking about. Like the city is supposed to have some sort of way to distribute power, like to him or anybody else for that matter. Even if something catastrophic, like a fucking transformer gets blown up or something, I'm just not sure.
Like it conks out right away, and that's what just happened. And this makes no sense. Again, there's no bad weather.
Ink is informing me here, and he used to work at power plants, so this is the max. This is the premium information. There's no such thing. They're called peaker plants, and they're called on to fill the gap. And it takes them roughly an hour to spin up one of their turbines. Oh, to make up the difference. Well, that makes sense to me.
It's snowing. That's okay. Snow is fine. There's no wind. You know what I mean? There's no reason for this whatsoever. Well, guys, I mean, I got to shut down. This sucks. Like I said, the only reason I'm up and running right now is because I have battery backups, but they're going to die within a few minutes. I got to get my PCs off. What sucks is I can't.
Natural gas peaker plants spin up way faster than that. All right, take it up with Ink. Yell at him. It's his profession, not mine.
A battery backup. Shit. This is the first time this has happened when I was live. No, there's no backup to the backup. Like I said, the only reason everything's working right now is my battery backups, but they're going to die in a minute.
Yeah, we know. He just said that.
We're shocked.
And don't worry, he'll say it 2
basically.
more times.
And I can't stream. So
I just don't even understand why we're sitting around doing this right now, It seemed to me like the point of the battery backups was just to ensure that we could turn everything off, not ride out the fucking power outage and see how long we could stream for. I just couldn't believe he was doing this in the first place. The second the power goes, I go, well, guys, the stream's probably over. I'll just let you know if I can stream. You'll get the notification. I'll make a post, but I'll catch you guys. And then you leave. Like, yeah, save your shit and go and shut it down.
Oh, well,
what are we talking
I still have
for?
internet. Let me post up very quickly.
The weird noises are because of the music that was removed. if you hear them. Don't worry, he's typing out an entire fucking post. Thank God he's not reading it this time, grandpa style, but the endless silence as he pieces together this this string of nonsense sentences. Very cool. He has to let everybody know that the power
So let me
went
post
out.
there, and let me post here. What a bunch of morons. Seriously,
Bunch of
I've had
morons.
enough of their
The
ineptitude.
entire state of
There
Washington
is
can
absolutely
get fucked.
no reason whatsoever for the power to have just gone out. Zero. Zero.
And again, he doesn't know. He has stated several times in the past that people in Washington don't know how to drive when there's snow on the ground because they don't experience it very often. They don't have the infrastructure to deal with it. There's no salt for the roads. The, stoplights go out all the time, like every time it fucking snows because the infrastructure just isn't there for it, or people crash into shit. And the second that the power goes out, he's instantly blamed the power company, even though he knows that there were circumstances outside of their control that would cause this to happen. It's just insane, dude. I don't know how you could expect
how
this.
bad they are at their jobs out
Or
here.
like expect any better.
Okay.
Just don't.
Well, this sucks. First of all, let me shut down this PC over here. All right. I guess I just got to hold the power button, which really sucks. That's not how you're supposed to do it. But what else am I going to do? I have to turn that one off, and this monitor will not turn on. There's nowhere for me to even plug it in to get power. So I guess I just got to do it the old-fashioned way. All right. Hold on. What a bunch of morons.
We've got the button-down flannel with the gray sweatpants. Very cool combo. Very professional style. What am I supposed to wear with my fucking flannel? Don't forget the diaper. How could I? That's why he's waddling.
No,
the
it's
way
not
he
the
does.
breaker in my office. I'm telling you right now, it's the power is completely out. I can tell you right now, it's not the breaker.
Chaotic one pointing out there was no print in the gray sweatpants. You're a freak. The fact that you would even look to inform us is sick.
Because there's no power in the rest of my house either.
Okay, we're waiting. TikTok.
I guess
He's
you can
back.
hang out for a few more minutes, and then we got to turn everything off.
Don't
All
worry,
right?
guys. We're still hanging out.
Yeah, this is stupid.
We're gonna run these
Can we
fucking
just wait
power
it out?
banks
No, 'cause
dry.
The battery backup's going to die. That's the thing. Like, the battery backup for any PC, it only lasts a little bit. And right now, I got 2 lights running on it. I've got monitor. I got the computer, all these accessories running on it, and the internet is running on it. That's why the internet's still on, because the modem's plugged into that. But it's going to die in a couple minutes.
Guys, the powery backups. The battery backups are going to go down at any minute. That's the only reason we're live. Do you understand this yet? Are you getting this through your thick fucking skull?
No, if the power comes back,
Do I need
on
to say it
streaming,
again?
This sucks. I was down. I'm ready to go for Slay the Spire 2. I want to play. But this is just insanely stupid. Quick shout outs. So, typical average gamers, thank you for $2. Let me try to get through this as quick as I can. Of course, this has to happen on a day when it's snowing. Seriously. So, the house is probably going to be freezing cold because we're not going to have heat. Unbelievable, man.
Oh well.
At least my phone still has a good charge. Yeah, my phone's still like.
I get that it's gonna be colder because you don't have the heat running, but let's not act like he's gonna be living in a fucking igloo simply because the heat isn't on. It'll be like 60, 70 degrees in the house anyway, just naturally, and you'll be fucking fine, bro.
90% because it's early in the day.
When I first moved into my house, when I was younger, of course, years and years ago, as a frugal individual, I just refused to turn my heat on. And then when I finally did, it was set at 63. You'll be okay. You'll be fine. It's not that big a deal. You'll survive.
At least I'll be able to do stuff on my phone, I guess, while the power's out. This sucks. I'm actually pretty pissed off. I'm trying to just stay cool, but I've had enough with this state that no one in this state knows how to do anything right. They're all inept at what they do. Our government, our infrastructure.
It's the government's fault. It's the infrastructure's fault the power went out. He, like, completely, not even in his mind that somebody could have just ran into a transformer or knocked into a power line. Like, they could year-round. That happens. People go off the road all of the time and take down power lines, or they drive a truck through an area that they shouldn't, and they take one down. It happens. But there's no reason the fucking power should have went off for DSP. It's the government's fault. This is what he was saying earlier. You were brainwashed and psyoped into hating him. The government is actively plotting to take out his fucking power, I guess.
Sure, it's a joke. Dude, it's lightly fucking snowing outside. I'm serious outside. It's like maybe 2 to 3 inches of snow. It's not the end of the world. Why is the fucking power out right now? What a bunch of idiots. That's right. I don't want to crash out. I don't. But I'm pissed. I wanted to play Slay the Spire 2. Guys, I was pumped to play Slay the Spire 2 today. I was super pumped. I was so excited to play with you because I love this game. And now my whole day is screwed up. And the thing is, when the power goes out and doesn't come right back on, it usually takes them hours to get it back on.
Oh,
I'm not
no.
kidding. So we might have to wait till like late afternoon or maybe even skip this entire stream because of these idiots.
These idiots where? At the power company? That's all right.
It pisses me off.
Meanwhile, DSP couldn't go and do any job whatsoever at an actual power plant. He could not sweep the floors in a way that would be satisfactory. But because the power has gone out, everyone involved from the bottom to the top is now an idiot because DSP has been inconvenienced.
Here we are. We're aware of your outage. We're experiencing major power outages in your area. We're unable to provide any kind of restoration time. They actually
Restoration time?
just emailed me that. We're just unable to give you any kind of restoration time.
Restoration time.
Well,
Gotcha.
fuck you.
Thank you for saying it right that time.
Well, this is hilarious. I also just got an email from Comcast, my internet. We're aware that severe weather is affecting your Comcast business service. No, it's not.
Yes,
it's
it
light
is.
snow. There's no severe weather. Do you see what I mean about the fucking special snowflakes that run this state?
Yeah, the special snowflakes that brought your power down, buddy. The ones outside. What are you talking about? Thank you, Renal Ryan, or the 5. Good thing he has savings in his bank to cover for days like this. Oh, wait. No. That's the rainy day fund. There's no snowy day fund. No one has ever had that, they've never given him that idea. So that definitely doesn't exist at all.
Oh, well, because there's a little bit of snow outside, that means everything comes to a screeching halt. Life is
Depending on where you live.
Dude, it's a fucking flurry. When I lived in Connecticut, we had 2 feet of snow, and we still had to go to work,
Right.
Here-
And that's how it is here, too. But that's because I live in an area where that's the case. I wouldn't go to Texas and then be like, guys, it's crazy. They get one little flurry and then everybody loses their mind. Yeah, because it's very abnormal. And again, they don't have the infrastructure for it. They don't have the skill for driving it. They're not used to it. They don't know what they're supposed to do. In part, it's because they're dumb, but it's also because they just don't experience it. You can't hold that against them.
It's like, oh no. The battery backup will not last long running everything. The point of a battery backup is that you're supposed to have enough time.
Yeah, the filthy
to properly
liberals made it
save
snow.
and
Exactly.
shut down everything.
It's the
you're doing.
policies
It
they
doesn't
vote
last a
for, you
long time.
guys.
Yeah, it doesn't. Like this battery backup, I would guess would last like 20 minutes tops. Let me check it. It'll say right on it.
And again, like we're just wasting time. We're going to look at the battery backups and check how long they'll run, as if it whether it lasts 15 minutes or 5 minutes, like it's gonna make a difference. We could just turn this shit off, bro. Okay, TikTok, go to
That's
China.
been what? 10 minutes? So I probably have about half an hour left to hang out with you guys. You want me to? I'll just
Have
stay here, but I
half
can't
an
play a
hour
game
left to
I can't even turn on my PC. We could just hang out and talk
Oh
until the
my
power goes
God.
out, I guess, if you want to do that. In fact, you know what? Here, I'll stop recording. There's no point in me continuing to record because I'll just leave this as an archived stream. But like I said, no, what sucks now is when the power goes out, we're going to be stuck with like nothing to do besides mess around on our phones, right? Like there's nothing else to do all day.
Nothing
And the
else to
worst
do.
part-
And I think this tells you a lot about DSP and where his values are and the way that he lives his life, and that it is so much more pathetic and shameful than he likes to admit that it is. If the power goes out and you have nothing to do, you have no hobbies that don't require the power to be on, I'm just going to say it. I don't think you live a very fulfilling life, in all honesty. You have nothing going on without electricity. There is no pastime that you enjoy outside of the electricity being on. You have to ingest entertainment slop all day long, every single day. You can't read a book. You can't play a game, a board game. You can't go outside and enjoy the fresh air and go on the many, well, I guess it's snowing, so that's not really an option, right? But like, he's always talking about people being perpetually online, but when the time arises that he can't be online, he's obviously the most affected person in the history of ever. How dare he not be able to get on the internet and play video games?
Part about it is, it's cold. It's freezing outside with snow, and we don't even have heat because there's no power. So these idiots pick the worst possible day for this to happen. Someone tipped $1 says, dude, leave and grab lunch or go out. Are you stupid? The power's out.
Okay.
I literally got an email from the electric company saying there's a major power outage. No one has power. How am I going to go out and get food? No.
What? That is like, as a residential tornado enjoyer. Okay. It snows here. It tornadoes here. That when the power goes out, like, the premium thing to do is to leave. It's to not pack up, but you like go and just have a dinner, and then you hope the power is back on by the time you come back. That it's just the way that it is. And if it's not, then you go to sleep when you get home, and then you hope the power's back on when you wake up. That is, if you're going to be upset about the power not being on, go somewhere where the power is on.
One can cook. That's the other thing, too. Like, we're supposed to make dinner. We might be eating cold sandwiches.
Oh, no. Not cold sandwiches. Heaven
Actually,
forbid.
now I'm thinking about it, we were having a cold dinner. We were going to have salad and salads. We were going to have tuna salad sandwiches with a regular, like, veggie salad. So, actually, that's not so bad. And we weren't going to make anything warm anyway. But the thing is, you want to keep the fridge closed so that your food doesn't go bad. I guess we're lucky that it's the end of the week. I mean, it's not like Monday or Sunday. We're all stocked up on new food. No, we don't have a gas stove. We have an electric stove. Yeah.
He's also acting as though with the fridge being closed thing, a real genuine strat if your power is going to be out for an extended period of time. But he just stated himself, there's no reason for the power to be out. It's only a light flurry. Why is he acting as though he's going to be without power for days at a time now? That we have to keep the fridge closed. It just seems very odd. We're simultaneously saying there's no reason whatsoever, but also it's going to take 800 years to come back, and we have to prepare as though we're going through an ice age.
No, we didn't get a blizzard, Big Mac. I'm not kidding you. We have like 2 inches outside, and it's coming down like another inch. So we're getting like 3 inches of snow today, and the fucking power just went
that's
out.
A lot for the West Coast.
Apparently a huge power outage, according to my electric company. They just emailed me saying, just listen, because we're experiencing major power outages in your area, we're unable to even provide you with an estimated restoration time. What a bunch of idiots. Sell me a waffle did a $10 super chat, says some s'mores with cat.
Yeah, I mean, you could.
No, we have no way to make heat to make a s'more. Like there's no gas. Like I said, we don't have a gas stove.
Imagine not having a gas stove. Ack.
So we wouldn't even be able to.
That's not real hate, by the way. My parents don't have a gas stove, and I didn't have one until I moved out.
Do that even if we wanted to. Just cold
and
food. And like I said,
really
we don't
nice
really
to have
want to
a
open
gas
the
stove.
fridge that much. So why don't I get a generator for this occasion? Do you really think that it warrants me getting an actual power generator for the power going out maybe twice a year?
I mean, if you're going to complain about it this much, then yeah. I think the answer is genuinely yes. Again, you live in an area that has power outages due to inclement weather or natural disasters. If you're not okay with the power being out for a couple of days at a time, then yes, you are justified in purchasing a generator and maintaining it if that's your prerogative.
What's
you're gonna
up, TX
bitch.
Shooter? How you doing, man? That's right. The snow is coming in. The snow is coming in the room. What's funny is I can't hear anything, so I don't hear the music, and I don't hear the sound effects when you guys contribute because my speakers won't work because they're not plugged into the battery backup. But everything that's critical to the streaming setup is plugged into the battery backup, including the monitor, the lighting, the camera, the mouse, keyboards. You know, they're all in that PC, and, you know, it's all in the battery backup. So that's why I can still stream the modem. That's why I can still stream. But as soon as that battery backup dies, I'm dead in the water for probably the rest of the day. How much you want to bet they won't get the power back on all day? So I'm going to be out an entire streaming day here.
It was back on in like 2 hours. Just for the record, we were bitching, moaning, and complaining, and betting on it not being back on all day long, for it to be back on within 2 or 3 hours.
You know what really sucks about this? I could have used today and be like, oh, I'll do my taxes. No, I can't. I have no power. With no power, I can't I can't access anything to do my taxes. And again, guys, I'm sorry. I was literally on this very shit.
Yeah, Washington owes me $150, dude. They interrupted my business, okay? And I demand compensation. I could totally see him making that argument.
I'm about to talk about how I love Slay the Spire. I don't care that it's not bringing in on-demand views. And I can't wait to play more of it today because I love it. And now I can't play anything because of these idiots. Why can't I do my taxes with pen and paper? Someone who's never done taxes before, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Game Boy Life's not treating me very good. I'm sitting here streaming in the dark because the
Oh
power
my
went out because we
God.
have light snow here in Washington State, which is an absolute joke.
Just think about that sentence. Guys, life isn't treating me very well because I'm sat here streaming in this house, this big house that is way too much space for me and my fucking fat family. I'm sitting here streaming in the dark in this first world nation. Life is tough. It has just beaten me up recently. Unbelievable. The how large of a victim I am, of course. And it's the government's fault.
Satpan says, not looking like it'll be back up today. The wind knocked some power lines out, apparently.
DSP told me there was
all
no
I
wind.
can do is
What the fuck?
hope for the best and sit around doing nothing all day. Like maybe my wife and I will clean the house or something. Like I don't even know what else to do. Because obviously this wasn't in the cards. And we can't go out and do anything because there's no power. And it's snowing. So that means on top of there being no power, there's also going to be snow on the road. So you definitely don't want to go out there.
But I thought it wasn't that bad. I thought 3 inches wasn't even that bad. And when we lived in Connecticut, there would be like 2 feet of snow on the ground and they would make you go to work. But now all of a sudden we can't leave our house because there's 3 inches on the ground. But it's not that bad. Not enough for the power to go out. Like, we need to pick a fucking lane here, man.
You know? Ray Rays, thanks for $5. He says, I got Slay the Spire 1 on a Steam sale because of your playthrough. It's worth a couple of bucks. Hopefully Comcast gets their head out of their ass. So it's not Comcast. It's the power company. Puget Sound Energy. They're the ones that this always, they just have no idea how to handle any kind of adversity whatsoever. They don't. If there's a slight breeze, the power goes out. It's a joke. Someone tipped $1 says, this is a pain in the ass. I mean, it is. But what can I do? Nothing. I just, gotta be an adult about it. Just sit here and talk with you guys for another 10 minutes till the power goes out because it's going to. That battery backup's almost dead. And
when we're still just running it dry, by the way, instead of, doing what we intended on doing with them and like shutting everything down safely and ensuring that, everything gets saved that needs to get saved and that it's all properly accounted for. We're just running them fucking dry, wasting time.
and then just hang out all day doing nothing. Because, I mean, literally, I'll be on my phone or napping, I guess. What else am I going to do?
Read a book.
There's nothing else to do. Why not do an...
And again, there's just tons of indoor style hobbies you can do without the electricity at all. And he has none of them. The only things that he does are all on electronic devices. And it's sad. It's again, pathetic, embarrassing. There's a 43-year-old man who cannot live without electricity. He'll just fucking go to sleep all the time, I guess.
IRL stream from my phone today.
Yeah, there's no, card game, board game, any sort of art that he could do in a physical sense. There's no, sewing or whittling or woodworking or carving or anything that he could do with his hands. It all has to be done electronically for some reason. Just absolutely no fucking hobbies. Thank you, Third Eye the Third, for the 5. saying he'd rather be on stream running his battery out while the soulmate rots downstairs, all to get the last shekel. He's not beating those shekel
Because
allegations.
that
That's
kills
for
the battery
certain.
of the phone, and there's no way to charge it. It'd be pretty stupid for me to do that, don't you think?
He
To
loves
not
his
have
wife, but
absolutely
we're gonna
any
sit here and stream as long as we possibly
charge on my
can
phone.
to the final moment.
Yeah, I'll let you guys know once I have updates today. I will let you know what's going on with the power. I'm sure they'll tell us when the power's up or when it's coming up, or if it just comes up randomly, and then we'll get streaming. Again, there's not much I can do about this, guys. I'm going to be offline in about 5 minutes probably as the battery dies, and then I can't do anything for the rest of the day. I'm stuck sitting around doing nothing. Because of these
Doing
idiots.
nothing.
Who is the
Doing
idiot in the
nothing.
situation? It's just weather.
And I just seen it in the chat. Where did it go? Who said it? Someone said that going to sleep when the power's out is actually a pretty base strat. There it is. Full Christian name. It is a base strat. Absolutely. Getting in a good nap when you can't do some of the other things that you intended on doing with your day is absolutely a good strategy. But I would never describe it as I have nothing to do whatsoever. Therefore, I guess I'm obligated to take this nap. That's just not... I wouldn't say it that way because there's still tons of other things to do around the house when the electricity is off. You could do a lot of choring without the power.
Okay, I want to explain this.
Clean your
as
fucking
calmly
stove,
as
you
possible.
dirty, greasy pig.
There's snow flurries outside. We have about 2 inches of snow, and the power went out because of it. I want you to think about that. Okay? There's no wind, zero. No wind whatsoever. Okay? There's no actual inclement weather. It's 2 inches of snow, and the power has gone out. So who's the idiot here? Rich, I actually used to have a power brick. He said you should get a power brick for your phone so you could charge it multiple times. I used to have one. And then it it was ancient. It was one that I used for my iPhone 100 years ago. And I just never replaced it. You know, when we went over to Android, I just never got a new one. So you're right. I
Okay.
probably should buy a new one so that way we have it.
More
as a
shit to
backup
buy. Hell yeah,
for a
dude.
situation like this. So
Because heaven forbid the guy who doesn't have any contact with any of his family, doesn't have any friends whatsoever, has no employees, entirely makes up his own schedule. He can literally go live whenever he wants. Heaven forbid he doesn't have access to his phone. When legitimately the only use case he realistically has for it is if his wife needs to contact him. And by the way, she's downstairs. So I'm just not quite sure why we're justifying purchasing a battery bank for our phone when there's no one to talk to anyway.
that our phones won't die. You're right.
With no mobile games, he has no purpose. Yeah, all of his investment went right down the drain, I guess. All those Hogans that we were banking on, that we spent all of our money on, that were definitely worth what we paid for them. If we don't have electricity or our phone, we're SOL. You're right. I didn't think of that. My bad. Hobocat with the 2, saying he's the same way when his internet goes out. It's true, and it doesn't even matter if it's preemptively told to him either. They say, hey, you're going to have an internet outage. We're doing some line maintenance. So you're going to have a power outage. We're upgrading the system or whatever. Even if that's the case, he's still seething and salty. And, oh, what about my business? What about all of the money that I'm missing out on? As if that's anybody else's problem other than his. And they are obligated to ensure that he is able to stream in his house completely uninterrupted 24/7 every single day. It is a crazy expectation. But anyway, that is the end of the clip. He ran that shit until it died, and his internet went out, and this is what everybody was left with. So I'm really glad we purchased those battery backups so that we could turn off everything safely and then just let them die anyway. How cool is that? But with that being said, shout out to all of you. I do appreciate all of your time. That was my favorite parts of DSP of the week. I hope they were also your favorite parts and that I didn't miss anything. Like I said, I appreciate all of your time. Until I see you all again next week, unless you're all going to get out your gaming credentials, in which I can tell you whether or not you are and aren't gamers. I think this is going to be a farewell. I will bid you adieu. I appreciate your time once again, and I will see you next week. Stay safe and stay blessed. Goodbye.